What's going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 284. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
Back in the NYC. What's up, folks?
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
Yo.
Brett Murdoch.
Ahoy.
Adam Vale.
What's up, humans?
Brian Manjoma.
Because this is a special guest, I'll be doing no Last of Us 2 fake spoilers today.
Oh, man, I'm going to talk about that in a bit. And yes, as Brian just mentioned, we have a special guest tonight, also named Brian, Mr. Brian Wilson.
What is going on, gentlemen? Glad to be back.
Oh, glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. Yo, I already see you cooking up another article, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I got a little something coming down the pipeline, just you guys give me such good article starters, man. It's just every time y'all have those conversations over here, it gets my juices flowing. So yeah, I got something else cooking that should drop next week.
That's awesome. Yeah, I still think it's so cool that like we inspire you to write these like dope ass articles. That's really fucking cool, man.
I mean, y'all cover everything, man. Just the number of people on here, the different perspectives, it really kind of touches on everything. And there's always going to be something that goes, yeah, I don't know about that. In the best way though. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and then you also do, you even have some articles outside of, that are, not related to Throwdown. Like the last one I see here is 9 highly desirable PS5 predictions and expectations.
Yeah. So I mean, that's again me trying to get out there with what I thought was going to happen while Sony was still asleep at the wheel. So hopefully some of it comes true before November and that thing drops.
Yeah, for real, man. But yeah, if you guys want to check out Brian's work, it is over at the Coalition, which is also our home. Coalition.com with a K. But before we start, a little fun thing. So, okay, if you guys are regular listeners and watchers of the show, you know that Brian likes to intro and outro. Brian Manjoma likes to intro and outro himself with some fake Last of Us spoilers. Brian knows the actual real spoilers, so he knows what to avoid. So he just does the most blatant movie like spoilers, like, oh, like I didn't realize that Ellie was Ellie's father, some crazy shit like that, or oh, I didn't realize that Joel comes back from the future to save Ellie from robots, like obvious shit,
Don't tell me somebody believed one of these things.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Yeah. So what my homeboy OBJ Didon, who I'm still trying to get on Throwdown, but I think hold on, I just realized something. Okay, the reason I haven't been able to get OBJ on here is because he works. I'm like, he ain't working. He's probably locked up like the rest of us. I got to get him on. Anyway, that was a non sequitur. So OBJ was like, yo, Tony, you're the host of Throwdown. He's talking about your show. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I go through the tweets and shit, and this one guy who is a follower of mine on Twitter, he said, hey, I was listening to this new podcast that new to me called Throwdown, and these guys, right at the beginning, spoiled The Last of Us, and I'm very mad. And then, some other guy jumped in there saying, oh, Throwdown? I'm not going to listen to them. Then they're spoiling shit. I'm like, hold on, that's not our show. Like, I actively tell you guys, do not spoil shit. Stick to the fucking, whatever the trailers are. And then I realized, oh, wait, he said intro. Brian shit. He thinks Brian's fucking crazy shit is real. So I had to go in there and explain it to him that he was mad, apologetic. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I'm like, bro, he said Joel is a cybernetic organism from the future to save Ellie. Like, that's Terminator, man. Come on.
Yeah. He might be one of those millennials who's never seen the Terminator.
No, I talk to him about old anime all the time. That's the crazy thing. We always talk about how
sound like Charlie Brown to him.
Maybe I don't know, man. Like, because I'm like, his based on his knowledge of old school anime, I figure, okay, he's got to be my fucking age, but. Like, I'm like, yo, these are some obvious things. Like, what's the other one you said? Like, oh, I didn't realize that Joel was dead the whole time and Ellie could see dead people. It's like, what do you, come on. That's obvious,
It's literally
like those M. Night Shyamalan movies.
Yeah. But I think I think that was probably the one that got him. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure here Joel's been dead the whole time. Oh, spoiler! We don't know. Maybe Joel is an alien. We don't fucking. Actually, I mean, I don't know, but so a couple of guys in here do know, but
there's only one trick per. That's the thing you got to understand. There's only one trick per media. Like, hey, there's zombies. You don't usually mix multiple things like cyborgs and aliens and all kinds of other funky stuff into one thing. Except for Star Trek.
Yeah, well, they got everything, you know. So yeah, I just found that pretty funny. Brian, I had to put out that particular fire. You know, the guy got mad, and then because I mean, you know, the guy didn't have that many followers, so it wasn't like a big fire or anything. But like, you know, I don't want that word getting out there. It's like, oh, that Throwdown show, they're fucking spoiling shit, you know.
Yeah, well, all it takes is one person to start retweeting.
That's all it is.
And then people just start spreading. It's like, what? And then you never know. Might get people that actually want spoilers. And I'm like, and then like, oh, that's not what happened. This is what happened. I was like,
oh, man.
You know, yeah. And then it really comes down. I was like, well, no, we didn't do it. Yeah, but that guy, Timmy Juju, over there, he fucking retweeted the shit. And he said it with a video.
Yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, man, let's get into it. We got a lot of shit to cover. This is going to be a very heated show. I could predict it right now, man. Yes, Manny?
I said heated, eh?
Yes. All right, so the first topic, the main topic, Unreal Engine 5, people. So yesterday, it was epic. They unveiled the Unreal Engine, the Unreal 5, and it was pretty fucking dope. And it set the internet ablaze. So basically, they were showing off Unreal Engine 5 running in real time on a PlayStation 5, which is kind of weirdly enough our first PlayStation 5 gameplay reveal, which is insane, you know?
Officially, that demo is the first next generation gameplay we have ever seen.
Yes.
At 30, yes.
Yeah, we're going to get to Adam. Oh, Carlos, what I tell you, always jump in ahead.
I'm just saying, that's part of it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Adam, we're going to talk about Tim Sweeny later before you cut me off. I know how you are, man. So, yeah, go ahead, Manny. Go ahead.
Because every single other thing out there is just a bunch of sizzle videos of 2 seconds of in-game cinematics.
Yeah, you're talking about the Inside Xbox specifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the two main pillars of this thing was. Go ahead, Manny.
Did we see gameplay at the Game Awards? No, we didn't. We saw a sizzle video of cinematic stuff.
Yeah, the Inside Xbox. That's what that was last week. But yeah. So anyway, the two big pillars of it were, you know, let me see if I get the names right. The Lumen Engine, which is basically the illumination. You know, Chris and the other guys are going to break down better than I will. I'm just giving you my layman's version of it. So basically, you know, you have like light hitting a particle or an object, whatever, and it sprays out and hits other shit. That's really cool. And then they were talking about the way they do polygons, where it's basically have one triangle per pixel, and you have billions and billions of them, and it just like they could basically recreate actual things from like a movie or whatever, which is really fucking crazy. And the thing is, like, when I first saw it, I'm like, hey, that looks really cool, but you know, kind of looks like Tomb Raider. But then like when I really dug into the you know, the what's going on in the hood, all the mechanics of it, I'm like, oh shit, that's actually pretty fucking dope. But that, so you know, well, I'll get more into it, but I want to let the tech guys get in here and break this shit down, and then we're gonna obviously give our opinions. Go ahead.
There's two versions of it, right?
What happened?
There's like two versions of that trailer. Isn't there one where they're talking over it, or is that the only one?
No, the one they showed. I believe it's the only one where they're talking over it. If there's a solo one, I actually honestly don't know. I've only seen the one where they're talking over it.
No, there's only that one trailer where the Epic guys are talking about it while they're going.
Yeah. All right, Chris, why don't you start us off, man? Tell us, break down the technology behind this shit.
Yeah, so what the main points they were touting about the Unreal Engine 5 was that they have this kind of global lighting system, which they're calling Lumen. So before, how you get ambient light in current games right now is you have to, from a light source, the GPU has to figure out, okay, this is how the objects in the world should look. And then it maps a texture onto them. That's like, okay, this wood should be this hue and luminosity and all this stuff, right? And it maps a texture. So everything is it has this flat, even color that's mapped as a texture onto it. So they're saying now they're not doing that anymore. That they have this like kind of bounce ray tracing that's actively lighting everything in real time. So there's no more mapping textures everywhere. So when and that's why in the cave the girl was in, when they moved the sun around, that you see the light moving around, and then you see different parts of the cave start getting brighter and dimmer. You can't do that in most current games. Like, you can't just move a light source and then everything just starts getting a different color and different incidental light and all that stuff.
Usually,
So
usually that stuff is what they call baked in, where essentially they do a lighting pass on everything, and then it essentially just locks it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the
Quick question: doesn't Dreams already do that though?
Dreams uses a sort of a voxel version of that. So
Yeah, so there's some like ray tracing stuff you can do now, but it's not at this level that they showed in the demo.
which is how this thing works. It uses voxels in order to create these this environment, to create that sort of lighting environment. And it also is not as what is it? Is not as intensive to do as it is full on ray tracing.
Yeah. I'm actually familiar with the technology when it came out years ago, but I want to hear the rest of this.
Yeah, keep going, man.
Yeah. So, with that was for the lighting engine, right? So they showed three aspects of the demo. So the one was the sunlight hitting the cave. The one was the girl going into a very dark room where you can't see, and she like creates a blue light in front of her, sort of like a flashlight, and you can see all the reflections around her, and you can see that as she points the beam around, that you have incidental light bouncing off her, bouncing off all the objects in the room, and like Manny said, that stuff's usually baked in, so you can't do that in a normal game. Like that all has to be scripted, like that a light source turns on, and everything is set up to look a certain way, and then she's actively like moving the light around, and it's changing things. Um, so that covers that. That's the basics of what they're doing with Lumen. It's pretty impressive because in this the tech demo, the main things they focused on was the lighting engine, and then the how they're handling the polygons and the pixels. They call it nanite to get the textures. But then they also, I didn't realize this until I watched the trailer again before the show, and they have their own physics engine
Oh,
going
really?
on. So
Ew.
no Havoc anymore. They call it Chaos, and it's
Hmm.
baked into Unreal Engine. So they have a lighting system, a like a draw system, a sound. He was talking about a sound engine built in, like how they handled the audio. That was
Yeah, yes,
when
right,
she was
yeah.
walking through the cave and you hear all the echoing. So that's in there, and then baked in when she was climbing and the rocks were falling and she was like putting her foot on certain things. They said, "Oh, that's our own custom physics engine." So I was like, "Wow, shit! Like Unreal 5
Yeah.
is the whole deal now. You
Yeah.
don't even
Yo,
need anything else."
It was
I can I
Go ahead.
it's what it was
You know, man, Manny, go hold on. B-Will, you were saying something?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay,
that
who was
was me.
talking?
Oh, it's Carlos.
Oh, Carlos, you go first, and then Manny.
Yeah, I can just imagine when the Epic guys are talking about their sound engine, Mark Cerny just throwing up. So, yo, man, we did all this work for nothing.
Yeah, like, did you take casts of your ears to get this shit working, man? All right, Manny, go ahead, man.
So what it was they have I think it's part of the physics engine, but the one thing that they were saying about the physics engine, it was the thing that was driving the rocks, and it's also driving her scarf. And if you look at the way the scarf kind of flapped to her body, usually when you have like soft body sort of like geometry stuff like that, like in other words like scarves and hair and stuff like that, usually you have to program some sort of you have to have program a point where it stops, and sometimes in games you can actually see where it's sort of floating a little bit over the body, before it doesn't actually hit the body. But for her it looked like it actually was going across her across her back and her body when she was climbing up the thing. And then they have the other thing is that they have this kind of crazy dynamic animation system, and that's what they were talking about when she was climbing the wall, essentially, because I guess that they need to be able to blend between a bunch of different animations, which they do currently, but it looks a lot smoother than it kind of looks, kind of currently.
Yeah, Chris, what about the polygons and all that other stuff?
Yeah, so that was the other big thing they were toting. They call it nanite. So basically, they can they can virtually texture a model and in with using the GPU without needing to do a bunch of baked on maps and textures. So how you would normally model like a character, like an enemy. So based on the distance you are from the character, you can, as a developer, you would make multiple versions of that enemy, and I would make like a really low res one for when he's really far away, and then map it with like very low res textures, and that's called a normal map. So you just texture that on, and it's very low res, and it's so it doesn't consume a lot of memory, it doesn't use a lot of GPU. And then of course I'll model the good one. That's even it's still even if it's a low poly count because it has to move in real time. I bake that with a 2K or 4K texture normal map on it, so it looks nice when it's in front of you. Now they're saying you don't need to do that anymore. So the I think the highlight of it was he said you can that the virtual texturing will tile 8K textures onto the same model and not strain your GPU.
That's crazy.
And I was shocked at that because I was like, how? Like, first of all, 8K textures are huge, right? And then to have the engine handle that where it's tiling a polygon model and you don't have to worry about resolution, like it figures out like, okay, your character is this far away from this, so that's how the draw distance, and it will tile it differently than if it was standing near you. So there's no more of the developer figuring out, okay, I need this many models because I'm going to have this many points of perspective I have to put this character in. You can put one high res model. He was saying you could take a high res model out of ZBrush and put it in your game, and the engine will figure out the rest. I was like,
He's lying
that's
to you.
that's pretty
He's lying
impressive.
to you.
Well, I mean, that's the boast, man. That's what they're advertising. So we'll see. But
It's what
that's
they
what he was
said
saying.
after that got me thinking that he was lying to all of us.
Oh, what did he say after
What do you
that?
say?
When he was talking, when after all that was said and done, it's like, okay, so you're saying this engine is going to be on all platforms, oh yeah, everyone's going to have this. So do they need this similar type setup? He says, well, yes, they will need a similar to that PlayStation 4 SSD and 5. Sorry, that type of SSD that they're working on. And he says it will be at that point, because remember, this is coming in 2021, late 2021. He says he's hoping by that point that those SSDs would be easily accessible for people to buy, so that way they can't get that experience on the PC. Of course, their key platform when it comes to the Epic games.
Well, sure, you're not gonna have this able to run on like PS4 right now. Even a PS4 Pro, it's not gonna run.
It's just not even that though. It's just the hardware itself. So it's like, how much will those drives cost? You know what I mean? To add that on. So
wait, where's the lie though? I'm confused here.
Well, when he was just talking about all the stuff that it can do, and it was like, will this be available? And he said, well, we're hoping for. We haven't really gotten fully to run on everything. Like even what we saw with the playing one, that one was really contained.
That's not a
he's
lie.
Not lying up. He's not lying about the
misleading.
abilities. It's just
so I'll just say, because when there was a lot of things they said about the last Unreal Engine that never really came to pass with the water effects and stuff, and then they were like, well, that also based on if you have the 4K with the HDR10, you have to make sure you have the right HDR, and it was like, there's all these other little variables that have to come together to get that perfect experience. And it's not like it's all out of the box. That's it. Just go and play,
or just get a PlayStation 5.
But even that, you still need to have a 4K TV with really good HDR.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. There's all these other little things that have to connect properly.
Yeah. So. Anyway, Chris, continue, man.
Yeah. So that the stuff with Nanite was impressive because I don't know how they're how it's figuring out the texturing, how to bake on 8K textures, and how to figure out what to drop, what is. I mean, it's figuring all that stuff out. So I was pretty impressed by just the ability, the potential of that, because they're pushing it as, oh, you don't need to think about that stuff. You could render like they were bragging about the rocks in there, that they're like rendering like movie quality CG rock faces, and those statues. Remember the statues when she walks in the room? They're like, that's all like kind of movie CG quality stuff that they're importing into their engine, and it's using its Lumen, it's lighting it and whatever. and you don't need to sacrifice anything. So they didn't need to think about, oh, okay, so when she walks in the room, the statues at the back, they got to be low res. You got to have low res textures. No, the engine's just figuring that out, how much to draw and bake onto everything in real time,
Yeah.
which
This,
is very impressive.
Yeah.
a lot of this work seems to be like a jump off from what they did not long ago. I'm not sure if you guys ever saw this, but they did this one demo, which was like some stormtroopers and Captain Phasma, and they were running essentially a real time like film quality CGI of film, but within their engine, but they were running it on some sort of crazy ass computer. So this looks like it's sort of taking those sorts of ideas that they were trying to do with that one and sort of bringing it to a point where it can run in real time. A lot of that work seems to do that. A lot of what they're doing seems to do that, where it's like they're somehow figuring out how to essentially figure out how to get a really high resolution model to run in there, how to get the global not the global illumination, the ray tracing, like a version of ray tracing that will also will actually be able to run in real time. But as Brett said, a lot of this stuff that they're doing is actually in Dreams, believe it or not. But because Dreams uses a system that is GPU generated, it can do a lot of stuff like that. But it's obviously like a kind of a simplified version of that same sort of idea.
All right, Chris. Anything else we need to know about this?
I mean, they talked about the sound engine, but I mean that was like a brief mention of how that works, and I couldn't really explain that too well. It's just like the Cerny stuff. Like when he got to the 3D audio, I was like, it's a little out of my depth.
Yeah.
And then and then they have their own physics engine. So the overall package of Unreal 5 looks very impressive. The potential of it, and the fact that I didn't expect anything more, because he said this demo was specifically like, this is how this is going to run on PS5. So I didn't even consider like, oh, what is that going to look like on PS4 Pro? It probably won't even work.
Yeah, it won't
right?
work. Yeah.
No. None of that stuff
won't work. Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. You need everything loaded on the SSD.
Yeah, so I mean, that wasn't a consideration. That wasn't a problem for me, because this is like specifically PS5 tech demo. Like I didn't expect like, oh well, can I play it now? Like no, that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Draw.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it was very impressive, and I looked over the Digital Foundry stuff, and they explained some of that. The one puzzling thing is they said that GPUs usually render like 4 pixels at once. They take squares. So if you have one triangle, they said there's one triangle per pixel for their micro polygons. And then it was like, well, so if you render 4 squares, but you have only one triangle that you're rendering, then you're throwing away the other 3. So does that waste GPU, or do they have something in there that knows and doesn't render those and then throw them away to waste time?
It somehow saves GPU.
Yeah, but I don't understand how, because you don't render a pixel at a time.
Man. It's all lies.
Honestly,
I don't believe any of this.
Come on, Adam.
I'm not. Oh, what? I can't be honest. I've seen them lie before the last one. I just don't believe it. I don't buy into any of it. It's too many variables and too many factors. Oh, well, this could be. Oh, if we have this. Oh, if the best settings. If you get this, or if those drives come available. I remember when they said that shit about just 4K in general, and it took almost a decade before it even became standard for a lot of this shit. So I still don't believe it.
Yeah, but they gotta have some.
Yeah, eventually. But that's the thing.
Like I said, get a PS5 and a 4K TV, you're good to go.
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly. And 2021 at the end of the year, do that. Don't do that now. That this just proved the point that we shouldn't be getting new consoles right now. This should have been a launch for, hey, this is what's happening for all the games that are coming for this console out the box. Get ready. You're gonna get your mind blown. All that bullshit that Microsoft was showing those games, that was all garbage. You're gonna see some magic happen. But no, they're talking about, oh, you're not gonna see this in any of the games right now. We're still setting this up. We're gonna send this out. This will be for future titles.
Yeah, ironically enough, they said the first game that's going to utilize this is Fortnite. One of their own games.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but that's not selling as a must buy now. That's future down the road.
That's the whole point. They weren't trying to sell it to you now. It was for the future.
But still, you're advertising it on a platform for a PS5 that is coming out now.
Well, not now, but yeah, no. Obviously, like you're when you buy any console, you're buying it for the future too.
Exactly.
That.
So then I'll wait in the future.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, hey, listen, we've said that shit on the show many times. You may not want to get a new console this fall. We've said that many times. I want to see that match when he talked about those 100 gig files loading up in 1 second. Yeah, okay, I want to see that shit.
Real quick, I gotta shout out Barry Burton. He says, "What they haven't told us." Well, they haven't told anyone yet is that you need an Epic Game Store account in order to see all the triangles.
Oh man,
the store crashed today.
Yeah, see, Adam. Carlos, what I say, always getting ahead, right? No, shut up. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get.
I was on the site, and the shit.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it, Adam. We have it on the show notes, bro. We will get to it.
I don't read.
We have it.
Yo, do you want to review the PS5 now or when it comes out?
It's in the show notes, bro. It's in the show notes.
Hamster in the middle. The shit goes fast. You feed it. You get another one. We know how that works.
Yeah. Anyway, B. Will, man, what were your thoughts after watching this demo, man?
I was thinking that was when Xbox said theirs was going to be Xbox Series X gameplay, the one that happened last week.
Yeah.
I was expecting something like what that tech demo was. And even if that's not fair, don't tell me it's going to be next-gen gameplay without showing me something I haven't seen. And I didn't expect this to be a PS5 advertisement spot, but that's exactly what the fuck it was. And it just gave me that sneaking feeling that, I mean, there's some backhanded deal between Sony and Epic, and I think that's pretty obvious. But I mean, it's a smart tie-in because that's the first time, like Manny said, that's the first time we saw gameplay that is actually next generation gameplay. And Sony still hasn't got up out of the bed, but they've got the most impressive gameplay trailer for next generation so far. And I'm like you guys, I'm thinking, yeah, this is not going to happen for we're probably 18 months away from seeing this stuff in action, probably further, because that's just when devs get a hold of it in a year.
Yeah, so just quickly, I predict 2023 is when we start seeing a lot more games using this shit. Let's just be real, I'm not being conservative here. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, for sure. But it was impressive as hell. I mean, it seemed like a Sony trailer just because it seemed like a Sony game. It's a little realistic exploration. Some type of power up, but the world is grounded in some type of realism. Well, it's like a Sony game. It looked like Tomb Raider at first. I'm thinking that's what everybody was thinking. This is like Tomb Raider. It's a chick and it's something she climbs. Okay, cool. And then even the paint on the walls to show you where to climb, which was like a God of War thing. And I was like, is this no, it's not a Sony thing. This is an Epic trailer. Okay, we're going to watch this thing. But the longer it went on, I was like, what are they doing? And then at the end where he like pubbed for PS5, I was like, oh, this is that's what's going on here. This had nothing to it felt like it had less to do with Unreal Engine. Exactly. And more about a PS5 tie-in. And I mean, that works great for Sony. It was impressive, but I'm not getting too excited because I mean, really, when are we going to see anything that looks like that?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
They put a little bit of money, to develop that thing.
Oh, for sure. I wonder how long it took them to make that 10-minute gameplay trailer.
Yeah. By the way, for you guys who don't know, apparently, because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's just a fucking demo," whatever. It's like, no, it's actual real gameplay, and they plan to let people play it at GDC. But obviously, the Rona happened, so no gameplay. But they were planning to let people actually play the thing on their own, at GDC, which is cool.
I would think it would be really cool if Epic actually, when you bought a PS5, you get that demo.
Oh shit, that'd be. But the thing is, oh wait, the PS5 could run it at the beginning, couldn't it? But the thing is that
they should be able to.
They should be able to. But no, it should be able to. But the engine is not going to be available until the middle of next year at the earliest. So,
just run everything on
but
there.
at the time they could do it. But you're right. That's something else. I do want to just quickly say before I let the rest of you guys. And I said this even with the last show. I was after that Xbox showing. I was like, this is what we're gonna get next gen. More of the same shit, just fucking shinier. Very disappointed. As a matter of fact, I remember Tuesday, right? Yeah, it was Tuesday Tuesday when I was like, oh man, next gen shit's gonna be whack, whatever, and then this shit hits on Wednesday, and at first I was just like, that's cool, like a Tomb Raider game, that's cool, that looks nice, that's cool what they're doing with the rocks, and then I started watching it again, reading about the tech involved, and I'm like, oh shit, I think I'm actually a little excited now about next gen, like that shit, and then not to get ahead of myself, but Ghost of Tsushima, which we'll talk about, I saw that. I'm like, that shit looks fucking last gen compared to this demo. So I'm very, like, I'm not saying I'm mega excited or anything, but I'm like, oh, finally, there's a glimmer of hope for next gen, because I was about to write next gen off completely just based off how shitty this one was, I was just ready, like, okay, fuck this shit, next gen's gonna be even whacker, but I saw this, I'm like, oh, okay, there's a glimmer of hope here. Other thing Adam said is obviously something you should be concerned about, but just the fact that I get a little something, right? And I do want to say this real quick, because everybody's saying, and it's like, oh, this is a great showing for PS5. Yes, in a way it is, but to me, it's a great showing for next gen, because Xbox is going to get this too. PC is going to get this too. So, so to me, because, that day, obviously, you know how it is on Twitter. Everybody's saying, oh my God, PlayStation 5. I'm like, guys, yeah, that's cool, but this is next gen. Like, this is going to be the reason I'm saying that, and I'm getting ahead of myself, is because I saw a lot of Xbox guys hating on this thing. Like, you guys are going to get the engine too, guys. Why are you hating it? Why you hating it?
Yeah, the only people that should be is the Nintendo Switch. They ain't getting it.
Yeah, that's the only ones. Yeah, just like last week when the PlayStation guys would say, look at those terrible Xbox games are showing. I'm like, those games are coming to PS5 too, guys. Chill the fuck out.
They're just multiplayer.
But yeah, I thought it was very again, I like that the fact that there's a little bit of glimmer that we're gonna get something really fucking cool next gen. That is not possible this gen.
The thing about multi-platform sorts of games like that, I don't think, and like nowadays, you're gonna still see stuff that looks like last generation stuff. I think the big moment is when Xbox actually shows what they're working on for their console. And usually it's the exclusives that demo the potential of a console the most.
Yeah, unfortunately, Xbox exclusive, at least for the first 2 years, will also be playable on Xbox One, so they're not going to be taking full advantage, But to be fair, a lot of PlayStation exclusives are going to be also available on PS4 just because of the giant install base on PS4. So it's going to take a while regardless on both systems, But it's cool to have a little something to look forward to. Brett, what are your thoughts, bro?
Okay.
And please keep the Tim Sweeny thing for later. We will get to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and measure, like, the sins laid down have to be laid out and addressed all separately. So let's start with this one. It's cool. It looks like kind of what I expected. PC graphics with a little bit boosted. Like the trailer itself was like, okay, cool. I get it. It's nothing I haven't seen before. Like, I've seen them doing this shit in Dreams. Like, Unreal's boasting that it's super developer friendly. Like, Dreams is literally building an engine that everyday people can use and are using to make games and levels and stuff like that. Like, this isn't a new thing. You just kind of found out and did the same thing somebody else is doing.
Well,
and on that note,
Dreams.
What's that?
It's the big boy version of Dreams.
Yeah. Well, when they have more power, and it was built for more power. But here's the thing that really gets me: what the micro polygons? Is that what you said?
What are they called? Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Is that actually what they're fucking called?
No, they're called nanites or something. Let me.
Well, the part of the engine is called nanite, but that's how they were referring to it as micro polygons.
Those lazy things, sons of bitches.
Those things, that's actually not something that Unreal has created. That's something that has existed in the CG in CGI.
Oh yeah, they admitted that. They said that offline renders that are done for film and for products like Maya and stuff. I've been doing that for years. It's just it hasn't been able to be done in real time.
Yes, it has. It was called Voxels, and it was actually discovered in a game called Landmark by the community and shared, upon which the developers picked it up and helped build it into a system. basically their thought was they found that rendering a pixel was rendering a pixel. So what you could do is you could render a pixel and put little dots in it. And by using a blur tool, you could obscure certain shapes and use that to build an actual shape within a pixel itself at the same computing cost of a single pixel or voxel. So they found a way, and it was actually invented by players who would create things and then cut them down until it was actually just part of a single voxel, and then stamp and save it to a file, so that they could create tiny little microscopic objects that were, only 4 pixels, but actually rendered as this crazy little geometric cube inside of another cube. And then they picked it up, and then the game died. So it's not new technology. Literally, exactly how they're using it is not new technology. My big beef here is they're heralding that they made it. And I get you got to sell yourself.
Really?
But pretty much all I heard is we copied the lighting system from Dreams. We copied microvoxel technology that we found, and we can do fast stuff with an SSD. That's.
He didn't copy the lighting system from Dreams. Dreams is using their own proprietary version of something, just like these guys are doing. So I don't think they're copying.
I'm not saying they stole it. I'm not saying they stole it. I'm just saying they're following. I'm sorry if it made it sound like I thought they stole it, or they're literally copying it. They saw Dreams doing it, and
I don't think. I mean, I think this thing was in development. I don't think it was stealing from Dreams. I just think that because it's. I think it's just so. I mean, does Dreams use voxels to do that?
No.
No, but what these guys on Unreal are using do use voxels for.
Yeah, but that's combined with microvoxel technology. They took 2 ideas and put them together. Cool. It's going to be awesome, but none of literally everything that I've seen is something that I've seen before. So I'm just not super impressed.
All right. Carlos, what's your take?
I was pretty impressed. Sure, the technology is not something they invented. Everything is based off of something that someone else made for the most part, but it's all about the implementation and the way they presented it to us. And it's something that it's a tech demo, and I'm freaking impressed. Like Tony mentioned, there's another game shown today that I'm really hyped for, and I'm like, man, it doesn't look as good. And it's you keep comparing the 2 of them. It's like they're relatively new creations, and one of them, is something that we are aiming for in the future, with the power of our new PCs and consoles, and it's something that I look forward to, because a lot of the games this generation, some of them just don't cut it. There's Red Dead Redemptions. There's those are the few.
Apples to oranges, though. You can't compare it to last generation. Obviously,
yeah,
that's dated.
Yeah, you can. Okay. You can compare a game to a game. Sure, why not?
Okay, one's using obviously dated tech. One's using 7 or 8 year old tech. The other one is using brand new.
That's the whole point, bro.
I get it. It's going to be new. Compare it to a computer that actually what. They're like, it's a more powerful system of a Windows architecture system.
Brett, I bet I have a way more powerful PC than you do, and I haven't seen anything as impressive as what I saw in the tech demo.
Okay, fair enough.
Damn, if you want to go, I'll pull my pants down right now. Let's play that contest.
Yo, man, let's do it. Yo, man.
Donkey shit.
Now keep them in your pants, fellas. Keep them in your pants. Come on now. Continue, man.
And I was impressed. I mean, I couldn't care less how they frame it, or what if they're the first to the line. If it's something that should have been, that was implemented before and should have been a standard.
To be honest, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. If it happened before, these guys are doing it now. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're standardizing it for the whole industry, and it's something that no one was going to move the needle other than them, at least for a lot of third-party publishers and developers, because they're the ones that use Unreal Engine to make their games.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and being able to do that stuff eliminates a lot of problems that modern games have. in like a lot of first and third person shooters, you'll see this. I mean, Anthem. They showed a video of Anthem, and it was guilty of that. Fallout was guilty of this too. As you walk along the ground, you'll see the ground bubble, right?
Yeah.
Sort of boil and reshape as you get closer. It's doing that because it starts tessellating the ground as you get closer to smooth it out, right? With this, you won't have that issue anymore.
Yeah,
Like everything will look consistent as you move through the world.
Yeah,
right, and that's really nice.
Were you expecting this from the
because
Wait, hold on. Brett, ask that again.
we knew the specs of this. Wasn't that what you were expecting?
No, I mean, I didn't the specs of the PS5. I didn't know that they were going to do that. This is an engine part. You could throw as much hardware as you want. You could take like Star Wars Battlefront 2 and put it on PS5 hardware and whatever. It's still, the ground is still going to bubble and all that stuff. You need the tech behind it to make that possible.
It's because they're using height maps that only have a certain distance on them.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you won't have that issue anymore. I think that's pretty cool. Like, so you walk through a world and it feels more real because you're not, your eye sees that. It picks up all that, like, oh, things are popping into place, and all of a sudden these textures look nicer as I get closer. But your eye sees that. It pulls you out of the experience.
I think that a lot of the old techniques are essentially giving you the illusion of something. So in this situation, they're not exactly giving you the illusion of something. They're actually providing that sort of stuff for you on the screen, as opposed to like, hey, to show distance, we decided to make a lower resolution model that exists further down the line.
No, it's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like, it's definitely next gen. Like, I'm gathering that you guys think that I'm dogging on. Like, no, it's cool. It's just, it didn't blow my socks off. Like, it was about what I expected from the specs and the SSD engine. I mean, yeah, the micro voxel thing being put, finally utilized is cool. I've been saying it for years. I'm thrilled that they're doing it. And I like how the lighting system works off of that. And, that's a good idea to combine. But I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one here.
Yeah, you are. You are.
No, he's not. I said
no, Adam's with you. Adam's with you.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Well, no, Adam thinks it's a scam.
Adam thinks it's a scam.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
Brad, I don't think you think it's a scam. You're just not impressed.
No. Yeah. It's in a very small area. Like we've seen that. We've all had this done before, and we've been like, "Oh man, this demo looks really cool." Blah 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 blah. I know they were really playing it, and then we get it. It's a dumbed down version of what we saw, and we're like, "This isn't what I saw." Yeah, because they were rendering part of a level instead of trying to render everything. If it's easy to do a cave. There's not much there. There's no landscape. You didn't notice there wasn't any background, no skybox, anything like that. Just lighting in a cave.
Yeah. By the way, to be fair, hold on, real quick. To be fair, though, right? Because I went back to watch the Unreal 4 engine demo and Unreal Engine 3 demo. We actually did get games to look like that by the end of their respective generations. So it's not exactly a lie. You know what I'm saying?
You know why? Because then the developers have more time to play with it.
Yeah.
They have more time to refine.
Yeah, but no one's expecting this shit out the gate,
Out the gate, exactly. But that's the thing. We're not going to get it out the gate.
Yeah, but no one's promising you that. No one's promising that. Yeah.
Yeah, games
that's it.
3, 4, 5 years to develop. If they're just going to put out Unreal Engine 5 in 2021, and let's say I want to get my hands on it, they're like, here you go, Chris. Mid 2021, here you go. Right? I won't have a game done till like 2025.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And that's near the end of it will be at the end of PS5. Oh, there's the promise.
See, but think about this. Let's say, all right, we don't have to say. We already know. We saw this, and then we saw the sleeper thing that popped up later. And when you see that, and you compare it, you're like, well, all right, so I'm gonna wait then because I know they said 2021. All right, so these new consoles, all this stuff, new tech's coming, okay. But man, so every game that we play from here on is always gonna be compared to all the new shit that we know is being developed on the Unreal Engine, the new one. And that's going to suck because at that point, you're like, well, I just want to wait because then we already know a lot of those will probably get a remaster by that point or some kind of bump. There's definitely going to be some kind of way to work around it to get people to buy shit again, just like we've done from previous gen to this gen. And that's what pisses me off, because we have these new consoles that are coming, and this would be definitely something that, if the timings were just linked up, if these consoles just had one more year, I could have sat on my PS4 for one more year. I'm okay with that. If they could have just one more year, so that way when they show this off, and they're like, all right, when is this coming? Oh, this is coming when the first set of games that are coming for these new consoles, the new PC parts, we got that. This is the future. Don't worry about all this other bullshit. You're getting it now, sucker. Go pre-order this shit. Yes, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. Don't tell me that we got these new consoles coming and that this fucking engine is coming to be in games all the way toward the end of 2021. Bullshit. Suck a nipple. I'm out.
Yeah, but Adam,
yeah. So Adam, hold on, real quick. Adam, your main beef isn't really with the actual tech demo that was shown or any of that. Your main thing is timing, right? That's
the timing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
just to get that out there.
Look impressive, and I'm sure we'll get there, but it's not anytime soon, and that's what we need. We need something to sell something soon. If I want to go to sell you a car, I can't tell you, wow, look at that, it's a beautiful car. Yeah, it's super fast. Oh, damn, let me see. Not yet. That engine isn't done.
Yeah,
yet.
but that's you go to when we used to go to the auto show at Javits Center. You prototype cars there, and they're not ready for years.
Yeah, but they don't tell you to go buy it. You don't buy the shell and sit on it until you get the parts. This is what I'm talking about.
Adam, here's the thing that you need to see though. It's like PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are developed independently of Unreal 5 engine.
I was about to say the same thing.
But
Adam, so you understand, right? The exclusive games will look good like that. Understand? Especially from PlayStation 5.
I need proof. Man.
Well, you have to wait. You can't just get it all right now, bro. You have to wait.
Willow lied to me with the little boy. What was the one that Pierre Molyneux was working?
Oh yeah, we're not talking about that. Oh, by the way, if the rumors are true, if the reports are true, yeah, if the reports are true, we're gonna get your wish. Finally, all of us are gonna get a wish on June 4th. Anyway, yeah, go ahead, man.
One more thing.
One more thing.
The thing about it is that also what they're showing in that demo is there is not a lot of optimization that they need to do. So when they're talking about saying, hey, yeah, we just took this model from ZBrush and tossed it in, that means that they didn't need to spend the time to make two alternate models of a character or an environment. Meaning that maybe things might be coming a bit faster than you think. If you just toss up one of those lights in a place, and it automatically lights up the room based off of the textures and the geometry. That means that there's not a lot that he needs to do to make it look like it's happening right there. So in other words, they don't need to make shadow maps. They don't need to make all these other different things in order to get. So maybe this also means that game development will be a lot quicker, and that's one of the mantras of Unreal, where you can essentially if you notice, there's a lot of these developers that you notice that are out there. They're like one-person developers making games on Unreal. So,
they were doing it on the old one. Like that one game that they showed off. The guy the girl that was shooting and she jumped into the car and stuff. One guy did that.
This might because it's so easy to throw things into it. Maybe that means that now that there's things might happen a little bit quicker than they used to.
Oh, by the way. Manny, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's a perfect point. I'm glad you're saying that, because they said that if you're a developer currently making a game for Unreal Engine 4, you could easily switch it over to 5, right? So potentially, Adam, we could get something next year, like Hellblade 2 or whatever, running on this shit. Go ahead, Manny.
Yeah.
I just had to throw that in there.
No, but I'm saying maybe because it's so easy to do a lot of this from what they're saying in the thing. It's easy to add art and add lighting and all this other stuff to it. That must mean that you don't need to spend as much time doing all this other junk to make it look, make environments look bumpy or make water do all this other stuff when it automatically does it.
Yeah.
Well, also they solved a lot of problem with licensing different component engines to do things. You don't have to license anything outside of Unreal now if they're handling audio and they're handling physics, and now they have lighting and all that stuff. So it's just you just work in the one engine. So you have everything wrapped in one license, and you don't need like, okay, I need a guy who specializes in Havoc to write me this physics because I have the space game and all this. You don't need to do that anymore.
Did they
So, like
mention
Mandy said, save time.
the Dolby atmosphere? Did they mention that? Is that built into this?
Well, I don't think they would take an Adobe product and build it in there. They'd have to make their own.
Probably compatible.
I just wonder because that seems to be the big hype of the next gen also with the audio. Oh, Adobe Atmosphere to work with your Adobe Atmosphere home theater system and this whole shit.
Yo, man, I have that.
You see? There you go. So I'm just wondering.
It's the butter system.
The butter system. All right. I want to hear Monjoma's thoughts.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Firstly, I need to preface this with, I thought it was very impressive as well. I mean, it looks really good. Like, you can't say it doesn't. It looks really good. The tech's really impressive. It's clear that these guys have put in some time, put in some effort to make this work and make this run, so you can't take that away from it.
There's a but coming.
There's always a but coming eventually. However, I want to make sure that people understand that I have praise for this, and then I'll voice my concerns later on. Yeah, it looks impressive. When she was climbing around, when she was like showing off the statue, like even when they showed off like the room with like the 20,000 statues, I was like, okay, cool. It's all great that you have like this high poly statue, but the room's dark, so you can't see like the ones in the back, so it's kind of pointless. And then I thought to myself, it'd be really cool if they like open up the ceiling and you can see them all. And then they did that. I'm like, okay, well done. Yep, you did exactly what I thought you should do. So well done for that. So yeah, very, very impressed. And then the part that made me kind of like, hold on. Well, let's just go through the other praises first. Okay, the other praises is I think this is very good technology for next generation, as it does mean that there's a higher potential of getting games with destructible environments. Because one of the things that stops that from happening is that you just have to deal with all the light sources, have to deal with all the textures and all that stuff. Whereas with this, it seems like most of the concerns that people have about it will pretty much be gone. Because then, if the lighting is dynamic and the resolution of the artwork can just like pop in whenever it wants to, and it's high resolution, then what's stopping you from like blowing a hole in a ceiling and it actually looking like a hole in the ceiling? So it's like, okay, this is interesting. This has great potential. The issue is, the part that got me is when she started like flying around, and it's like, okay, so now you just spent like the last 5 minutes saying, hey, this is all the cool stuff that we can have things look like, and then now you're whizzing past all of it at such a fast speed you can't see it. And it's like, so basically you've rendered what you've rendered pointless, because if you're moving that fast, you can't see all the detail in what you're moving past. You just see it as a blur. And then if you add in like some motion blur on top of that, then it's like you're blurring all the goodness that you just put in there. So what's the point? It's like you're being counterproductive. And I know how a lot of console games love putting in motion blur. Look at Ratchet and Clank. That's just Vaseline on your screen for like 8 hours. So yeah, I am.
That was pretty good.
I'm very apprehensive because it's like, hey, we have something good here. I hope developers use it well and not just do nonsense, because I can also see them saying, okay, you know what, because we put in so much time and effort into our art assets, let's make sure that the gamer sees this, so hence let's have a section in the game where we just walk so that the gamer can appreciate the ambience. It's like, come on, you can't, like, you're not really changing the game itself, just making things look pretty, and that's all you're doing. And hence, I feel like if certain developers use this in the wrong fashion, we could eventually just get to a point where it's just the same games, but just shiny. I don't want that. I want more games. I want more stuff in games. I want cooler stuff in games. Like when I was watching her climb, and they said that, okay, we can have her animate so that she puts her feet in different locations, and it's all it's not pre-scripted. It's all just based on what she's climbing up. So I'm like, okay, cool. Does this mean that we can have games where you can just climb anything or climb certain parts and it doesn't really matter? Like, there's no one track of how, there's no like a single path of how the game should be. It's like, hey, you can climb this part or climb that part. So hence you could get like a super HD version of Breath of the Wild where it's like, hey, you climb anything and it doesn't really matter because the engine can do that. I'm like, this is good. This is great. This is good potential. Whether or not we'll see it, I don't know, and that's the part that scares me.
Yeah, by the way, Brian, I didn't consider what you said about the destructible environments with this engine and the lighting and all that. They actually could pull it off conceivably, because obviously if you have if you have like assets, like let's say you have a building, right? Like with the normal way a building is made right now, all that lighting is baked into it. So if it blows it up, that lighting is still going to be slick on it, even though that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? But if that shit isn't baked in like that, yeah, it'll be convincing. So I'm like, I didn't think about that. That's actually really fucking cool, man.
And then it gets even better, like knowing that you can potentially have it so it dynamically animates. So let's say that you have like a building, you hit the left side, so hence it falls on that side. Or you hit on the right side, it falls on that side. And it doesn't look the same when it falls over because of certain things in there. So hence you can get buildings that can destroy in different ways every single time. So everyone can see something that looks different, and hence it's just makes the game fantastic. Because I keep thinking of stuff like Battlefield, where that the buildings themselves, they all just animate in the same way when they blow up, which I guess kind of makes sense because of how the game needs to work. But you can potentially have buildings that can fall over on any side, and the debris will be different. Like maybe it'd be like a mound, maybe it'd be like flat or something, or who knows? It could just be dynamic at all times, and hence you actually get more immersive. Because then it's like, okay, I wonder how this building will fall this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause how games work, a lot of games work now is they sort of cut the buildings to do it to blow up or explode in a specific way.
The Uncharted effect.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing, like Uncharted 2, when you're inside the building and it's like being destroyed, you see all the bricks and shit. That's all fake, I mean, not fake, but you know what I'm saying. It's all it's not dynamic. It's all like pre-recorded. Yeah. Go ahead, Manny.
Yeah, so like in other words, you can shoot a hole in the wall and it actually stays. It's an actual hole in the wall, not a pre-drawn hole in the wall.
Yeah,
and the debris that comes off of it is not just like a debris pass like they do now. Or in other words, they just delete the wall, put an explosion over it, and then some debris effects they'll throw over it. It could actually be pieces of the wall exploding.
Yeah. So, yeah, put a lot of cool potential in there. But I want to move on to Tim Sweeny, right? He said something. Brett, I know you're going to go off on this. I saw you go off in the Discord. So,
this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I can say as well.
Okay. I'll let Brett go first and then Brian. But let me just tell you what this guy said. So basically, the headline here is that Tim Sweeny says that the PS5 is so impressive that it's going to help drive future PCs. So this is what he has to say. Let's go over the man's words and then we could dissect it. It has an immense amount of GPU power, but also multi-order bandwidth increase in storage management. That's going to be absolutely critical. It's one thing to render everything that can fit in memory, but he adds a much more impressive feat to but might be tens of gigabytes of size. Okay, we've been working super close with Sony for quite some time on storage. The storage architecture on the PS5 is far ahead of anything you could buy on anything on PC for any amount of money right now. It's going to help drive future PCs. The PC market is going to see this thing ship and say, oh, wow, SSDs are going to need to catch up with this. That's what he said. So, again, I'm going to give you my interpretation of it, because my knee-jerk reaction to hearing that headline was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, PCs are always ahead of consoles. It's always been that way. But then reading about it, it's like, oh, wait, because I didn't realize that PCs, Brian, you could correct me if I'm wrong here, not a lot of them, PC games utilize SSDs like the PlayStation 5. I'm like, okay, I see where he's coming from. So in that way, it could drive PCs forward if it's going to push the industry to start using these as the standard. But again, it took me a while to get over that, because again, my knee-jerk reaction is always like, PCs are just more powerful all the time, no matter what, no ifs, ands, or buts. But maybe in this case it is. But actually, let's get into it. Brett, go off, man. Mr. Murdoch.
I don't even know where to start.
Oh boy.
Start with the bullshit.
Okay, so this, it sounds like it's bullshit, but I mean, it's obviously bullshit. But first of all, data storage management and working closely with Sony, you're an engine developer, right? You're not developing hardware. You don't have new hardware that you specifically engineered. Sony has hardware that they have engineered, but you do not. Oh God. Okay. I don't think PC. I'm just all over the place on this one, so bear with me. Just because you're working to refine and make efficient your storage and your game, like you are an engine developer working with a hardware developer, of course that's going to be the fucking result. That's kind of the idea. But to go one step further and say, oh, well, PCs are going to look at this and go, oh, wow, we really need to learn how to use SSDs better. First of all, won't you be publishing games on PC? In fact, isn't Unreal kind of the fucking standard? So by that comment, wouldn't that mean you need to stand back and go, oh, wow, we should make SSDs, standard? It's kind of a weird cyclical logic, like they're breaking their arm to pat themselves on the back kind of thing. Also, I mean, just the fucking hubris. Like the idea that, like, you can't buy this for any amount of money. Like, buy what? An intangible synchronicity between developer and engine? Like, or
did you see the check they gave me, Brett? Did you see it? This shit is better than fucking Brett.
Yeah, that's like saying, like, the chemistry that we have in the podcast here is more than you could buy anywhere for any amount of money. Like, well, fucking of course, because it's not a tangible goddamn thing that's ever for sale. It's a relationship. And, good. Kudos to you. I'm glad you worked with Sony and found a way to upgrade everything. It looks very fancy, but man, you guys are just dick swinging. And good God, it's annoying. It's just annoying as hell. I fucking get it. You're happy about it. We're going to standardize SSDs? Of course we are, because 2/3 of the market is about to go to, console-wise, is about to go on SSDs, and the PC is going to follow. He's just stating the obvious, but spinning it in a way that makes him sound like some goddamn revolutionary.
Okay, so just to get this straight, so you don't have a problem with what he said, because I thought that was your beef, that what he said, you thought that was factually incorrect. You just said that 2/3 of the consoles, Xbox and PlayStation, are going to move PC forward. So I thought that was your beef. So your beef is how he said it?
Yeah, it's everything. Like, man, you can convince people, like, of anything depending on how you present information. That's kind of critical. That's why you see so much junk fucking science out there.
No, I get it, but because I'm fucked up right now. I thought you had a problem with what he said, not how he said it.
No, I believe everything he said is kind of, sort of, technically true if you look at it a certain way. It's the worst way to be true, but, like, saying that, oh, we're going to standardize the industry to use SSDs because we're the standard engine for the industry, and about 2/3 of the hardware is about to go to SSDs. Like, fucking, of course it's going to standardize. It's you. Like, it's these things are self-evident, but they're said in a way that comes across self-congratulatory and really just a braggarting. Like, it's interesting. The art of sucking his own dick.
Yeah, but it's funny. By the way, just quick aside, Brett. It's funny how, like, I've known you for so many years, and I just learned that about you. Like, the way people say things, very important to you. Like, to me, I don't give a fuck how you say it, as long as the information's like either like, I just listen to the information. I don't give a fuck how you say it, but, like, because I'm like,
that's how you get lied to, bro.
No, listen, like, you could glean information off of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You glean, like, oh, that shit sounds like bullshit. Like, that's how people don't get one over on me. But, like, I don't really care so much how you say it. Like, as long as, like, the actual facts are there, you know what I'm saying? That's very interesting. Because, again, I came in here thinking you were against him going, yo, like, PCs PCs are inferior to consoles. I thought that was your beef. It isn't. It's just the way he presented is your beef. It's interesting.
It's like, if somebody uses it won't be optimized for any hardware but the PS4 because it's being
PS5
or PS5, excuse me, because it's being designed for it. Like, again, that is self-evident. The fact that most PCs are going to go to SSD was already happening, and PC tends to follow the gaming market. And if you're one of the biggest names in the gaming market and you're switching over to SSD, again, of course you are. But the way that he's saying it again belies deception, and I don't like being fucking misled or lied to, and that's I guess that's part of the fucking problem, because I'm immediately suspect or suspicious of whatever the fuck you're saying. Like, okay, so either you're going out of your way to bump your chest, but or you've got something up your sleeve. I don't fucking know. But by the way that you're telling me information, the one thing that I do know is I can't fucking trust you.
I don't trust anyone.
Interesting. All right, Adam, since you're on the same track, and then I'll go to Manjoma. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, it was just more. All of it felt like if he would just turn around, I'd see a big wad of money in his back pocket. It's just like, oh well, they whatever they need me to say, that's what I'm here for, and I get it. You're here to help promote the product, and that's fine. But when you start going above and beyond, oh, the PC. Well, I mean, come on now. For the past 3 or 4 years, almost every new PC comes with an SSD. It's always gone in that direction, and a lot of games have had where you can, if it detects an SSD, will change things up. Will move certain parts of it to load faster to help with that. That's already been a thing. But the only thing I'm thinking is that he's trying to say that we're going to start seeing the ramp of SSDs of those specific types, the one that Sony's working on, and that's going to be in the market. It's like, okay, well, how much is it going to cost? Because SSDs are still very expensive. They haven't really dropped in price. I mean, just the fact that these consoles are coming just with the 1 terabyte and with the size that we know these games are going to be, that's nothing. We need something larger than that. And that's the only thing that I hope comes from all of this. That with all the manufacturers getting this, that all the people start buying it, that SSD becomes cheaper. But I don't think, from what I understand of how it's manufactured, that's going to be the case. If anything, it's probably just going to be even more expensive. So I wasn't buying any of that shit. I was like, all right, you're just here at a show, just like if, there was one for PC and there's a guy shooting up about the next video card and how it's going to change the world. And same thing if Microsoft had somebody who's saying, hey, guess what? We made our shit levitate. You're going to love it. We got these fans, whatever. I just want to see it in action, and I want to see how this shit's going to work. The gameplay and all the stuff with the ROM, all right, whatever. But my part with the SSD is what I want to see. Show me a file size that's over 100 fucking gigs, and then you press one button and it resumes from where you were at with everything populated. So let's say Grand Theft Auto 6 and all the buildings, you're speeding down the street, your mom, your wife is like, go throw out the fucking garbage. You like pause the shit, you shut it off in the safe state, you come back, you press a button, and your car's still racing and everything is still there. Show me that. If that's it, then I know this whole thing with the SSD isn't just bullshit hype that you just put in fucking SSD. That's it. That was it. When he started talking, I was just like, all right, whatever. I get it. This happens at all these fucking pressers. This is what you do. You get somebody up and do all that stuff. I get it. But I need to see it. So I didn't buy any of it.
All right, Manjoma.
Well, as Chris can already see, because I just put something in the chat. Basically, what some guy did is that he took a bunch of articles from now and compared them to articles back in 2013, 2014, when articles were being written, and I quote, as these are the titles, so you can Google search these. PS4 is really like a perfect gaming PC, says Epic VP. Jonathan Blow says The Witness will run faster on PS4 than PC. PS4 to outperform PCs for years to come, says Just Cause Developer. Keep note that these are the same developers whose first game on the PS4 ran at 17 frames per second. And I know that because I like the game. That's the thing that pisses me off. Quantic Dream says PS4 like PC of 2014 or 2015. So in other words, I'm saying we're back to this part of the console cycle, where people are like, oh, consoles now are greater than PCs are now. It's like, if you look at the average PC, are next gen of consoles going to be better than it? Yes, it's the average PC. But that's like saying, if you look at the average person, could I fight them? Chances are I could fight them and I could win. But am I going to fight Mike Tyson and win? No. I'll get I'll get rammed to the floor and taken out.
Have you been watching those videos, man? That's
Yeah, we're not talking. We're not. By the way, Brian is not talking.
Those videos.
Yeah,
I'm just like.
Yeah, you're not even talking about. You're not even talking about Tyson at his prime. You're talking about Tyson now. He'll fuck you up.
Tyson
you
now,
know?
like
he's coming out of retirement, man. He's at
and I'm like,
gym.
I don't want to be in the same zip code as him, like just in case, because I don't know that guy's a monster, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's like the average PC, yes, but in terms of actual high-end PCs, no. Like high-end PCs are way beyond. I mean, like some people are putting like 64 gigs of RAM in their PCs. 64 gigs of RAM.
Jagon PCs, bro.
One person managed to put in a terabyte of RAM in their PC. I don't know why. Makes no sense. 1 terabyte of RAM. That's like what, 12? I don't know how many PS5 that is. It's stupid. Makes more sense. It's probably more. That's more RAM than PS5 has SSD space. Don't know how that works. So yeah, it's just like, let's not go down that route because it's silly. And the thing that I just have is we're just doing this again. It's Epic saying some nonsense again. Epic have a really bad history of saying bullshit lies. I mean, Tim Sweeney himself, he said some nonsense about how Epic Game Store will do certain things, and then he went back on those things that he said. So anything that comes out that man's mouth is a lie, as far as I'm concerned.
Damn,
unless proven otherwise, anything that comes out of his mouth is going to be a lie. So he can say that it's better than top-end gaming PCs, but you know what? I'll wait and see what Crytek says. I'll wait and see what Rockstar says. I'll wait and see what DICE say. Like, these are the guys that actually put in time in their PC games. Like, I wait into what they say, not this guy who thinks you just buy people with money. Like, no.
So I got something to
say.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't.
Wait, hold on, Brett. Say that again.
I said you can plant a seed and watch it grow into a beautiful tree.
Oh, Peter Molyneux, our boy, man.
No, he's pretty much a new Peter Molyneux.
Oh shit. Anyway, go ahead, Carlos.
So I don't disagree with most, if not all, the things that Brian Manjoma said, but from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only thing that Sweeny mentioned was sort of the memory bandwidth aspect of the PS5.
Yeah.
And how that's the cutting edge part, and how that is something that PCs should strive for. I don't think he ever said, and the articles.
He didn't.
The articles took it out of context and ran with it, of course, but he never said that the PS5 is going to outperform a PC.
Yeah.
I could go even one better than this.
Yeah, he didn't say that, to be honest.
Your boy Mark Cerny, back when he did his Yawn Fest thing, basically he even came out and said that the PS4 SSD is beyond what's currently available out in the PC market space. As effectively, he noticed that most SSDs, they don't fully utilize PCI Express, PCI 4.0, which is true, they don't. But then even he mentioned that once they do, then they'll be beyond what the PS5 can do. And even he expected that will happen later on this year. So basically, the PS5 is faster than anything now, but it doesn't exist yet. But when it will exist, it won't be faster. So hence, it's a moot point. And that came out of Mark Cerny himself. So
to be fair, though, Mark Cerny has a history of kind of not living up to some of his promises. Remember, PS4 games. Every game on PS4 will be 1080p, 60 frames per second.
But that's not his promise. That's his observation of the market space, and it's true. Yeah. Like, I can go out now, I can find a bunch of PCI 4.0 SSDs, which are, because the PS5 SSD is around about, is it 5.5 gigabytes per second? I think it was.
At the very least, and it's uncompressed.
Yeah, 5.5. Currently, you can get PCI 4.0 SSDs that max out at around 5 gigs per second. So it's pretty much on par. Slightly less, but as like in terms of numbers goes, that's pretty much on par. And that's right now. You give that 1 year, you give that like 6 months, it's over. Like, this is just now. So next year will be up to 6 gigs, maybe 7 gigs. In 2 years, maybe 10 gigs. And there you go. Like, the only thing that makes the PS4 better than everything else is already gone.
PS5.
So hence I'm kind of like, PS5, yeah. Hence I'm like, can we just stop trying to make out that this SSD will make everything better? It'll make changes, yes. It'll mean that games will load faster. Games will look better because they can push textures in and out better. Like that, all that stuff is great, but will that actually make the games good? No one knows, and that's the thing that really gets me. It's like everyone's just putting their hope on the SSD as the secret sauce for the PS5, and that's it.
Oh,
Like
that's
that's all
definitely.
everyone wants to talk about, and it's just like it's not a conversation I want to even be part of. Hence why I don't even talk about it because I'm like, it's after 4 years, 2 years, 3 years. That's it. It's over. Like there is no advantage. It's just nothing. So
And
hence
then
why I'm just not even fussed.
and then PlayStation and Xbox, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are holding back the PC.
Yeah, it's. I mean, for sure, the whole SSD, the whole memory bandwidth, their compression engine that I forgot what the name of that shit was, but all of that stuff that the controller, all of that is what they're banking their whole thing on. You know, Microsoft is banking on just business, the status quo, just turned up more.
With
More
more power.
teraflops. Oh, Evan?
It's the status quo with more power.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much it. So that is what, and that's what PlayStation is doing. They're doing their whole SSD thing and their whole, the connection. We're pretty much want to try to have our SSD as a pseudo sort of cache kind of access for memory. And is that going to be implemented to the way that they're going to say? Who the hell knows? Nobody knows. I don't think even Mark Cerny knows, to be honest. Because I don't think he's going to work on NAC 3. So yeah, I agree with Brian that a lot of it is just hearsay. A lot of it hasn't been, shown to us in an actual game. Maybe the best we've gotten so far is one tech demo, and that's it. We haven't gotten a game, so it's good to temper expectations and good to not get our hopes up to the sky high. But it's just interesting, and whatever what Tim Sweeney said, technically what he said was right. I can't really hate on him, and since he's selling a product, and I'm guessing he has something in it with PlayStation because they're showcasing their brand new sparkling engine on a PlayStation 5.
They did confirm that they are working closely with Sony out of all the other companies.
Yeah, so that's just a dead giveaway that they're in this together, and they probably have a partnership or something, or Adam, somebody's sliding the monies. So
all about them.
So we know they're gonna hype up stuff, and then the thing is, like, do we believe the stuff that they're showing? Do we believe the stuff that they're prognosticating? And that's the only way we can work right now. We're not developers or anybody that's in the know right now, so it's hard for us to sort of just move past that.
Yeah.
And to just add something just very slight, because the part that also irks me is that he said that this will help push PCs forward. I'd like to bring up I want to bring to attention that Apple, these are the same Apple that do everything like 4 years late. They started putting SSDs exclusively in their laptops since 2012.
Yeah,
Apple. So for 8 years, Apple laptops have been having SSDs only. So hence they've been a thing. It's just that most games just don't utilize them because they just never seem the need to. Maybe they'll start pushing it in that direction because I can assume that most people already have SSDs. But it's not like they'll push people on PCs to get SSDs. Like, no, they already have them. Like, it's very difficult to get PCs that don't have SSDs these days.
And another important point, actually, good thing you mentioned that, is there are a variety of SSDs. There's those SSDs, those 2.5-inch drives SSDs that kind of look like hard drives, little hard drives for laptops. But there's also M2 SSDs that you can connect directly into your motherboard that are ridiculously fast and even faster than the standard SSD. So there is a variety of SSDs. So when someone says someone's just using an SSD, and even though they're both kind of based on the same technology, some are way faster than others. The M2 flash, the
Oh, yeah.
4.0 is
Isn't that what you and Chris said that the the SSD would be? That it would be on the board?
yeah.
Yeah, they're using some proprietary bus way to connect it so that they're getting the maximum throughput. And the drive that Carlos is talking about, the SSD that's 2.5-inch laptop format, is connected through serial ATA, which is I forgot what it caps at. It caps at a much lower rate than the M2 spec. So it's like even though the internals of those drives may be the same, the bus speed limits it, right? How fast it can transfer data back and forth. So that's what Sony was trying to do. So Sony spent that first half of that conference just talking about the bus optimizations they made to their board on the PS5 to get the drive talking to the memory and the CPU and constantly piping data and filling out everything as fast as possible.
Right. B Will, what's your thoughts, bro?
All right, I mean, everybody pretty much covered it, but I mean, it makes me think that, like everybody said, like it was pretty obvious to me, they're selling PS4. Epic is selling PS4. They obviously have had that relationship in the past. They're selling PS5. I don't know if this is a sign of things to come, like when all the PlayStation exclusives start coming to PC. Are they going to the Epic Game Store? Is this a sign of that relationship taking form? And that's what I'm thinking long term, because short term, this doesn't mean much. I mean, I do think that he may have there may be some truth to the idea that PlayStation is presenting this particular advancement for next gen in lieu of just bulking up with raw power. And that advancement opens the door to things that have not yet been done. I saw a couple of articles. Devs are like, oh yeah, this changes the game. I don't know how much that's true. These devs could all be Sony exclusive partners and that kind of thing. So of course they're going to hype up the side that's kind of paying the bills for them. But if it's possible that the technology and the throughput that Sony is putting in the PS5 makes everybody go, I'm going to make a game that is only possible with this type of speed, then that means other people will have to, or at least want to, create games where that tech is necessary as well. And PC is going to be like, oh yeah, I got you. And then they're going to plow ahead and leave the PS5 in the dust, like everybody said. So by the generation's end, this won't be as special anymore. But it does change gears for how people will start to make games if they're thinking, yeah, my next game is just going to be power to do all the stuff I want to do. And they say, wait, what if you don't need that much power? What if you just go speed instead? And if that can get us some new types of games, less tricks with, hiding areas and maps and rooms, if that can open the door to some new thinking in games, then in a way they would have, it's not that we wouldn't have gotten there eventually, but PlayStation has tried to say, you can do this, you don't have to do that. And if people start doing the this instead of the that, then they've changed the game to some extent. And that is how they would have led this coming generation, even ahead of PC, because of the people who are making the games exclusively for PC are not making those games specifically with that throughput speed in mind. Then PlayStation would have set a trend that can then take hold. And so in that sense, I guess what he's saying makes sense. And you guys feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on any of that, because I'm not the tech guy. But it's not really going to matter by the end of the gen. Just like that demo, we'll see it in 2025. We'll see, fucking God of War 2 and that fight with, I don't want to say that. That was going to be
but by the way, to be fair, God of War 2 will be using their own engine, so that could come out earlier. It's not dependent on Unreal, but they can't take advantage of the PS5. You know what I'm saying? By the way, real quick, I actually completely agree with what you're saying. It's like, technically, I know you guys are calling Tim Sweeny a liar or whatever, but like technically, he's not incorrect. This thing, okay, SSDs are on PCs. My PC has an SSD too, but there's no games right now that are really utilizing it. So if the PlayStation 5 could, in a way, get these games to start making this more of a standard, then it is kind of leading the way in that sense. So, B. Will Brian. In that sense, that's where I'm coming from. But yeah, I agree with that. So that's what, because again, my initial instinct was like, get the fuck out of here, But I'm like, oh yeah, that actually does make sense. But you're right. By the end of the generation, that PCs, even if they're behind for a year, once they catch up, bam, it's gonna be light speed ahead. Yeah. But I will say this though. This my takeaway from this, right? That means we're not going to get consoles that are underpowered. Remember this generation when everybody's saying these fucking consoles are underpowered, which they were. So it'll be nice to not get systems that are underpowered, at least for a year or two minimum, because that was fucking annoying. Anyway, go on, B. Will.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's basically it. I don't know. We're going to get the games that look like what that demo looked like. We're going to get those games mid-generation cycle, probably late third generation cycle. But what I'm looking for is if the PS5 exclusives, if Sony knew what they were about to make, they knew what their strengths were going to be, they knew what the advantages of their SSD and the connection to the system was going to be. Did they give their devs enough information for it? Did they give the devs the kit early enough to where they could start making stuff right now or last year that can hit stores in 2020, late 2021 or 2022 that make that much of a difference? Because that's the game. That's where it matters, is what did you do to get ahead of this so we're not waiting 5 years for this shit? So you unified all the studios, you got all these great titles this generation. You would think a lot of them going to be set up for sequels. Did you think forward enough to make these changes that you're touting and these advancements something that we will actually be able to put our eyes and our hands on before everybody else is doing
it? Yeah, I agree with that. It's like, we, to quote Adam, we got to have something. Got to have something.
Didn't Sony say that they were working with developers to develop this thing?
Yeah, they were. They did say that, I believe.
How do we know that developers is just a short term for saying we were working with Unreal or working with Epic?
I didn't think about that. But the thing is real quick. Here's the thing, which is annoying, just because of the fact that by the way, this is some news I'm stinking in here. This week, Sony announced that it has sold 110 million consoles of PS4. So because of that, we're not really going to be seeing any big major AAA PS5s for at least 2 years, because the player base is on the PS4. They want to keep them there. I understand that. So, but it's disappointing that it's like we're not going to get those big mamma jamma next gen experiences until like 2023 or something. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to kind of stink.
I mean, under normal development cycles, the usual 5 years to 3 years of development.
Yeah, no, you're right. Manny, think about it like this, right? Like 2015 was the first year of this gen, which is 2 years afterwards when we started seeing games that were only available on next gen consoles. Metal Gear Solid 5 was the only holdout that was still available on the last gen systems, So I'm gonna, if who knows what'll happen, obviously, but I'm gonna predict it's gonna be the same thing. Probably gonna take 2 years until like, okay, these games can't run on your fucking PS4 anymore. Get off that shit. Get on the new stuff.
Yeah. But for me, on the Tim Sweeney thing, I definitely think that I don't think he's exact. I mean, I wouldn't call it lying. I think he's just spewing marketing speech because he doesn't want to piss anybody off. If you're already connected to something like a PlayStation 5, what is he going to say? In other words, are you going to expect him to say something negative about it? He's not.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Oh, go ahead, Manny. You can finish your thoughts.
He's just gonna say
the thing. It's not saying something negative.
Am I not coming through here?
No, we hear you. We hear you. Keep going.
It's not like he's gonna start saying, oh yeah, this is not the most advanced thing ever. I mean, you automatically, when you see that they're so connected to the hip in this sort of situation, obviously you're gonna be like, nah, he's just talking to speak, and then they paid for that. That's
No,
it.
we don't expect him to go that far and say, well, it's not going to compare to PCs. I mean, but we're expecting him to be more realistic. It's like, hey, this is going to be amazing. People like to always compare consoles with PCs. You're not going to have to really do too much with that because this is going to be up to par. This is going to be that experience. And then that's it. People are like, okay. But when you start saying, oh, this is the trendsetter. This is going to be the leader.
The thing about it is it sounds too optimistic about it. And that's what makes it seems fake. When you have a similar situation where you said, well, I think Chris said it, right? It was about Mark Cerny saying, no, it was Brian that said it. That Mark Cerny essentially kind of sort of walked back what he said a little bit. Not walked back, but essentially kind of gave a more realistic take on it. It's like, oh yeah, in a year or two, everything else will be up to par. So maybe just Tim just likes to do, just likes to, whenever somebody's giving him money, he only spits out rainbows.
Yeah, like that's an example of like Mark Cerny saying something that actually is grounded and makes sense. I mean, like he knows the technology, he knows what's happening, he has his ear to the ground. So hence he said that because he knows that okay, look, this is the current landscape now, but we see that given how things are going, by this time these things will have happened. It's like okay, cool, that makes sense. That's grounded. That makes sense. Like cool. Like the PS4 or PS5 SSD is still really damn impressive. Like don't get me wrong. Like I'm sat here just saying that much throughput of data is phenomenal. Like I want to see what game developers can do with that power. Like that's an immense amount of power that they have, and I want to see what they can do with it. I want to see how they change the games up for the PS5. I don't want to just see, hey, here's Uncharted 5 at really high resolution and it looks really nice. It's like that's not really changing the game. That's just the same game but shiny. I don't want the same game but shiny. I want something that's like, okay, cool. Here's a game that we literally cannot do on other platforms because it's just physically impossible because of the data throughput. Not because it takes up too much power. Like no, I want to see that they are utilizing the actual parts of the PS5 to make the games happen. Not just hey, it's just shiny because we have more power now. We have more graphics power. It's like it's not really changing the game. It's just the same game.
Yeah, I'm with Brian. One of the things that that Cerny proclaimed, or I don't know, declared during this snooze fest was there'll be no more loading times, and that's a declarative statement. It's like you're telling everyone that's gonna buy your system, your new system, that they're not gonna have load times in games. So that's something that I'm anticipating, and if they don't deliver, shame on Cerny and Sony. So it's just but that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to. It's like shit. Everybody here played GTA 5, or I think most of us did. It's like that those freaking loading screens are freaking annoying.
Yeah, they take forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
But then that's also going to be tricky because it may not apply to games like that because it's loading online. It's doing more from the server side.
Yeah,
how do you work with that?
I was suspect of that statement when he said it because there's too many other factors. Like you get a game like Division 2, and like Adam's talking about, it's constantly talking online. So you're always going to have some part of loading. Not everything is happening on the SSD. And if you just happen to have a shitty connection that day, well, then you get loading. So it's a too broad a statement. Like that's another statement where he should have went like, no, guys. This what I meant was, if he has to put the ifs and the buts in there.
Yep, Cerny, man. All right, anything? Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I think someone during the last presentation mentioned something on the Epic one. Oh yeah. The world of loading screens is over. I even quoted him.
Get out of here with that shit.
Nah. I press X to doubt on that one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, go play a game online. Tell me that shit. Get out of here, man. That's bullshit.
So that's something that they're saying, like, as opposed to the SSD part, and that's something that I'm kind of on Adam's kind of wheelhouse there. Really skeptical.
Tell you, man, that's it. This is the year of the Vulcan. And we don't buy that shit no more. We've seen it. We've done it. We're too old. We know this.
No, you got to prove
jargon.
it. Yeah, you got to prove
exactly. Prove this shit. Show me right now. Take this shit out. Exactly. Shut up.
Oh, man. All right. Anything else about the tech demo, PS5, and Mark and Tim Sweeny? Anything? Going once, going twice. Sold. Go ahead, man.
You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. We hear you now, bro.
Yeah, so Tony, you were saying you didn't think that we were gonna get any like console exclusive games until at least 2022, right?
Oh, big triple A's. We're gonna get some indies for sure. Unless they surprise us with some shit, I don't see it happening. Cause, and my reasoning is because I'm like, okay, let's just say for the hypothetically speaking, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, you think they're going to limit that shit to 3 million PlayStation 5s when they have 110 million PlayStation 4s? So that's why I don't think you're going to see any big AAA first-party games this year. But you will see, like, Studio Japan's probably going to drop some shit, Anyway, go on.
Yeah, well, I was thinking because I remember there was an article, it was like last year, it was after a earning or a corporate meeting, and they were saying that their goal was to push people to PlayStation 5s as quickly as possible. So even though they have that install base that's huge, it's 110 million, I don't think they're resting on that. I think they want to get people to the PS5 sooner, because if you look at something like the Switch, right, which we don't have to go off on a tangent, but I think the Switch was a disappointing piece of hardware, but it was functional. So it worked. But the thing that sold the Switch was not just that it was portable. That was part of it. It's that they had a killer app as soon as the system dropped. Breath of the Wild was day one. People have been waiting fucking 5 years for Breath of the Wild. There it is on day one. That software sold that hardware. And I think Sony wants to recreate that type of dynamic. So I think they're going to drop something heavy in 2021 to try to do it. Because otherwise, there is it's like we're all saying it. 2022 at the absolute earliest, 23, 24. Now we're getting those killer apps. But if we have to wait that long, there's going to be a lot up in the air as far as whose studios are actually putting together those games that are going to be looking next gen like we have in our head from this tech demo. And if you wait that long, the decision's going to be, you're going to be splitting sales then with Xbox. But if you can get out the gate quicker and say, no, we got a reason for you to get this shit right now, because if you buy it in November 2020, we're going to put some in your hands in summer 2021. And now that's a reason. If we could see a gameplay demo that was close to as impressive as the tech demo we saw today, and it's Horizon Zero Dawn with new fucking dinosaurs and new fucking arrows, come on, like, I'm there. I might not buy it day one, but if you show me that shit, hey, I'm on board now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. By the way, I quickly want to add that, them trying to push people to PS5 on day one may not be up to them. Remember, they said they're going to have shipping issues with this shit. They're not going to have as many consoles as they want. Of course, we talked about that before. They're going to have there's going to be limited manufacturing of these systems for like the first quarter, or not the first quarter, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Forget about that. There's going to be limited funds. I mean, right now, the world is going through a financial crisis. So the last thing I think a lot of people would be thinking about is like, damn, gotta go and shell out that money for this. I mean,
yeah, that's another factor.
That's a whole other issue that they haven't even thought about before. And how do you go about that? Because this is a tough time to start saying, hey, here's some new hardware, here's some new games. You want to spend some money on this? Because all that stuff's gonna add up. Doesn't matter which console, all the stuff, all the accessories, you get a controller, get this, another better headset to work with your new freaking 18 gig or whatever the fuck shit, the jargon they want to come up with, wrap around the ear, and you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're gonna hear butterflies from 4 miles back in the game. You want to hear that shit, right? They're gonna find something to get you to buy all the other shit. So just to see what the games, I think, was it Uncle Phil that said it? I think it was Uncle Phil. I gotta find it. He said
a lot of things.
Yeah, it was recent with an interview, and it was talking about if any of this is going to impact development with the systems. He says, no, because that's all done. But it will impact development of games further down into 2021.
Yeah.
Because everything is being pushed. So then, yeah, we have a lot of games that have already been in development. They're just doing cleanups, and that should be fine. But all the other games that are still kicking off, those are all going to be delayed. So even if we do get to this new Unreal and all the developers can do this, even those games might be pushed back to 2022. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I think there's too many variables right now to see what's going to happen. It just makes more sense that all these games work on at least the current gen, because you have it. And if you want to sell anything, then it's like, well, we already have the install base of some ridiculous millions of people out there. It just makes sense on a business standpoint.
I have a question for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Do you think? You have a question. Do you guys think that any Sony first-party game that releases after the launch of the PS5 would be exclusive?
Like I said, I think there might be some little indie games, but the big ones, no. I think they're going to be on PS4 as well. I think that's your question, right?
Yeah, I think just in general. But yeah.
What were you thinking? I thought maybe you're talking about like it's going to be exclusive to just the PS4, the PS5.
Yeah, no, like no, the AAA Sony first party exclusives, nah, man, they're going to be on both.
Because the reason I ask is I don't know, and obviously things have changed, but last generation, I can't think of a PlayStation first party game that launched with the PS4 that came out for the PS3 also. Like,
yeah.
Knack was an exclusive.
Killzone. That's another one. The reason I'm saying that is because we haven't seen these games yet. And if these games were in development, we would have heard about it either through a leak or an official thing or something. We knew about. Listen, Killzone we knew about. Knack we knew about. We knew they were coming already. We don't know shit. Maybe they'll drop something on June 4th, as the reports keep saying. Maybe, but that's when have you ever known Sony to announce shit 6 months before launch? Come on.
6 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say the only thing is that why would you launch a console without something to attract people to it?
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah, that's the whole issue.
Like I said, this is why I think they're going to have some. There's going to be some exclusive, but again, the big major ones, I really don't see that happening. We would have known about them already.
I do think there's going to be that that sort of a demo game. Every console has the demo game.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is what we look like. So I'm thinking that there is going to
Knack
be
3, baby, let's go.
Well, the thing is, again, you look at Killzone, you look at Knack. Those two things, they sort of showed you, okay, what are we trying to do? Killzone obviously being the big shiny version, and then essentially Knack is the demo of how Unreal runs on their console.
Yeah, No, you're right. But again, my thing, the reason I'm saying that is really because of the timing and the announcement. We knew about Killzone and Knack way before, the console dropped.
Here's the thing. I could just be blaming the Corona stuff, but, it did screw up a lot of shit.
Oh, no, it did. But again, when have you known Sony to not announce big games years in advance? That's their forte. It is very... I'm trying to think of an instant when Sony actually said, hey, here's the game. It's coming out in 2 months,
Is this... think about it. If the Unreal game, if the Unreal demo was going to be running at GDC, and Mark Cerny talking at GDC was also going to be a big thing.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. So you think potentially whatever games they were going to announce at GDC could be announced at the potential June 4th show? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm thinking that a lot of their plans have got pushed back, and even they said it themselves.
Yeah, no, it's possible. Again, I'm basing, and I've said this before, I'm basing it off of what we're going off of now. Based on Sony's history and what we have at the moment, I find it hard to believe, but anything's subject to change. And I hope it changes, because it would suck if they launched that system without a fucking, killer app for it. It needs, Adam says, got to have something.
They have to. They have to have something. Again, I've never known any sort of console that has ever launched with nothing to show off what it is.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's just I'm just going off Sony's track record. But you're right. The Rona could have screwed up. But I still don't see Horizon Zero Dawn 2 being that game though. That's some other people
I
say.
think it's going to be
no fucking way.
Infamous collection, all remastered, all beautified.
I don't think it's ever going to be a game that. But then again,
shit!
I don't think it's going to be. That's a sequel. I think it's going to be a new franchise, just like they always do.
Okay. No, the reason I said because I hope Adam's not right, because you can see him pulling. Hey, this Infamous collection's only available on PS5, and then they could technically have an exclusive. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
And that would be beautiful, and that would utilize the whole open world. Hey, remember this? Remember going around here? Yeah. Welcome back.
Well, that wouldn't be a remaster, wouldn't it?
It would be
remaster. If what you're talking.
Yeah, no, a remaster, not a remake. Then it's gonna make it look pretty. A remake would be if they redo the whole.
I would be shocked.
They're just gonna make it pretty.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is
faster.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
And leading to what Manny was saying, it takes some fucking huge ass fucking balls to release a new console with nothing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cojones.
Now, if they are thinking in that way, that is the stupidest thing they could ever do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely nothing to run on it that actually shows you what is, and then all you have is a bunch of third parties and indies. You're launching on that?
Yeah, that's Sony.
That's not
Yeah, man. Yeah, I hope what happened was that the Rona just pushed all that shit back, because that would be bad. By the way, I hold on, because I'm not sure. Did we learn about Killzone Shadowfall at the Sony reveal event, or did we learn about it beforehand?
It was at the Sony reveal event.
Okay, because if it was a real event, then potentially you could have a situation like that. It's like, hey, we got a new SOCOM. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? We have a new this. That could potentially happen. And now I'm going to hope that's the case, because, yeah, it would be bad. But again, my reasoning, and you guys understand, it's like just based on Sony, they don't know how to keep fucking secrets. They announce shit years in advance. That's where I'm coming at it from. But yeah, you're right. They got to have something. What's up?
Got confirmation. Killzone Shadowfall announced February 20th.
February. Okay. So we could. I'm trying to be optimistic now. Okay. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that they were going to have a February event, right? Yeah. Maybe those games that would have been announced are now going to be announced at the supposed June event, or even GDC. I hope that's the case. I really hope that's the case, because that thing drops and it's potentially going to be 500, and there's nothing to play for it. Just a shinier version of Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us 2. That's not good, man. And think about it like this. That's what Xbox is doing. They're just going to have shiny versions. They're not going to have anything new for that shit. They admitted it. So that's one good way of Sony to get ahead of Xbox. Hey, we got actual exclusives on our shit, not like that junky system, So it'll be interesting. Go ahead.
Knack was also announced the 20th February.
Okay, good. Okay, so with that information, I'm going to say safely say, but I could at least go, okay, maybe they did just push the news back, Although Sony's doing a good job of keeping that shit from leaking, Sony's not very good with that, But I hope they gotta have something. Because that would be fucking bad.
Well, they're good at leaking, but we haven't heard a fucking drop this whole year, except for a logo and a controller.
Yeah, well, something did leak though.
Oh yeah,
something
yo, Brian,
did leak.
don't say shit.
Oh man. Yeah, when you find out that Ellie is Joel's father, man, that was a big twist. Oh man! Shout out to Acelin2209 for following us on Twitch. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, man. Let's move on. We got to talk about Ghost of Tsushima, man. So today they showed 18 full minutes of gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima. By the way, I honestly thought it was going to be like 5 minutes of them like in a studio, like, oh, Ghost of Tsushima, blah, 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 blah. And then show you some gameplay, and then some more bullshit at the end. It's like really 10 minutes. No, it's actually 18 minutes full gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima. And the thing, they broke down everything. They broke down the combat. They broke down the open world exploration, the way you could go in, like, all swords blazing, basically, going cutting the fuck out of everybody, or be a ninja, all stealthy and shit. Pretty interesting stuff. There is something I want to say about the graphics, but I'll save that for later. So, B-Will, man, what'd you think of Ghost of Tsushima?
It was encouraging. I didn't have too much interest in that game, but on one hand, and I've heard both Brian and Brett lament this, but it is a really, really paint by numbers game. Like, Sony is just, they got a formula and they're sticking to it, and they're going to change the settings and the main character, but it's going to be small part platforming, medium part, heavy on the action, maybe some stealth, realism, realistic world, story-based narrative, and there you go. And that's it. So, I mean, it's not, we haven't really gotten samurai games of high quality. I mean, Ninja Gaiden games way back when, but though that was nothing like this. So you take that type of game and you put it into the Sony formula, you get it. It looks good. It looks great. The Sony formula is wearing on me a bit, even though you can get a God of War and it's like, okay, well, fuck, this is great. So who cares what the formula is? But it looks amazing. And the formula is a little tiring, but the game looks amazing. I will check it out early. I don't know that I'm going to get it. I got way too much shit to play. But, I mean, I don't have anything negative to say about it, that's for sure.
I do.
Uh-oh.
I got bored, man. I got bored. I'm watching this, and I sent you guys in. I was just dozing off. I'm like, man. I was like, this wasn't. It didn't wow me. I was waiting for a wow moment. I wasn't wowed. Maybe just from all the games I played over the years, and like he was talking about, we've seen shit like this. This formula, this style. It's like, all right, different setting, but we get it. It just didn't do it. Even the combat when he's fighting around and the arrows and the slicing and the slow mo thing with the counters. I wasn't wowed. I was like, okay, this isn't hyping me up. So it's a quality game. It looks like it's gonna have a great story with all that, but I wasn't floored, and that's what I was expecting. I think when we first saw it with the light in the presentation during that, what was it? That was the last E3. Last E3.
I think it was 2 E3s ago.
2 E3.
Yeah, they weren't at last E3
with the leaves and the whole thing. I mean, yeah, that looks great. But then seeing it now, and then I guess maybe it's because it's after Red Dead 2. And then when you're on the horse and going through the environment, similar type of feel I got from this. Just, this is...
Adam, all I gotta say is you're thinking the exact same thing I was fucking thinking.
Yeah, it's exact same. So if someone was to say, hey, we got this Ghost of Tsushima, take a look at this. I'm like, yeah, but look at Red Dead. It's like you could, I'll go with the cowboy shit. Let me stick with that. And that's the way I felt here. And I wasn't floored by this, and it sucks. And then I had me thinking, I was like, maybe they know something about that. Maybe they're getting the same vibe that I was getting, which is why we had this full presentation, because they feel they really have to sell it. I haven't seen the numbers. I don't know the pre-order sales, if everything's been through the roof. I don't know. But for them to do something like that, to dedicate a whole state of play to this game, I don't know. It's telling. Something's going on. But I wasn't super floored by it. It looks like a good game. It'll probably be a good game, but it's not something that I have to go pre-order and play. Nah.
Yeah, what I'm going to say is, I was a little bit more impressed because, I've said this from the jump. I'm not really into feudal Japan type shit. It doesn't interest me, So I needed more convincing. Obviously, I was going to play it anyway, but it's like something to get me more hyped. This got me more interested. It looked very good. I liked the fact that they showed off the different gameplay mechanics and all the shit you could do. But yeah, I agree with you guys. It's like, this is basically Assassin's Creed Japan, which is a game a lot of people have wanted. So that's actually kind of good. It was just kind of interesting. Again, I'm not coming down on the game or anything. It was just interesting seeing the reactions on Twitter. Motherfuckers were losing their minds, right? I was like, yeah, it looked good. Don't get me wrong. But, it wasn't like crazy. Like you guys said, it wasn't anything we haven't seen before. But at the same time, Sony does have that formula. So I guess they're doing that. The one thing I will say is that stream that you guys saw did not do that game justice. Thankfully, Sony did upload a 4K 60 FPS version of it. It looked really good. But, and I'm just being real right now, I'm gonna skip right to it. After seeing that Unreal fucking demo and then going to this, I'm like, nah, son, it don't look that good.
It looks, it's past gen, yeah.
Yeah, but then it gave me hope. I'm like, hey, Tony, you just realized that you're looking at a late gen game and you don't think it looks as good as a next gen game. That's a good thing. That lets you know that next gen will actually give you something you cannot see this generation. Because that was my main thing. I'm like, are we going to get anything that we can't get this fucking generation? Yes, we will. So in a weird roundabout way, Ghost of Tsushima gave me hope for next gen. Because I'm like, okay, this is the best this shit could do this generation. And this fucking demo blows it away. All right, next gen is going to be good. Imagine Ghost of Tsushima looking like that. The holy fuck, But Adam, I didn't think about it. But you're right. I'm thinking about Red Dead. Red Dead looked better than this shit.
Yeah,
it really did.
When he's galloping around with the horse, he's doing it slow. He's speeding through. He's like going around with animals.
He's speaking in English.
Yeah, speaking in English.
Oh man, I'm gonna get to that whole black and white shit. Okay, you know what? Fuck, I'm going off right now, son. That's the only thing that really got me hyped. When I saw that like, you could play the whole game in black and white like a Akira Kurosawa movie. I'm like, oh shit! And you imagine playing like that and then in Japanese subtitles. Fuck, that's a samurai movie right there. That's fucking dope.
The first thing he started off, he was like, if you ever watch a samurai movie, this is...
Yeah, and you saw the way they cut that. Like, there's a fucking Akira Kurosawa. This is dope.
They said you could play it all in Japanese. So
yeah, man. Cool. So what I plan to do is the first playthrough will be English with color, and then second playthrough, the fun one, black and white with Japanese. What happened, Adam?
They said it's going to be as long as the Order 1886.
Oh. Well, then no, because then if that's the case, then yeah, your first playthrough could be, you could do first and second in a weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm just joking.
He's fucking around.
No, but it's all right. I hope it doesn't.
By the way, also props. This game does something, and this needs to be standard for every next gen game. Motherfucking photo mode day one. None of that bullshit. I'm looking at you, Death Stranding. You're finally getting one. So that's dope. So again, I'm not as super enthusiastic. It's like, okay, another open world game. You guys know how I feel about open world games now. I used to love them. Now I'm sick of them. But I'm like, hey, the black and white shit, that'll keep me going. That looks fucking legit.
Would you play it again though?
I mean, it depends on the game and stuff. Actually, let's just be honest. There's not going to be a lot of games to play at the end of the year, so I'll probably play it again. That's like I said, that's the plan. Hopefully, if I have enough time. What happened, Manny?
Or you could read a book.
Yeah, I could do that too. Actually, but think about it. What I do, like I was talking about before the show. What I do, Manny, play games and read books. That's what I do. All right, Mr. Manjoma.
I'm kind of like middle of the field because I like the idea of it. I like the setting of it. I like the general concept of it. But it just seemed like Assassin's Creed Bushido, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It just seems like Sony's version of AC, and I'm just not overly thrilled by it. It looks great, don't get me wrong, and plus I just don't quite understand how the combat works exactly. I understand that, okay, if you counter just right, then you get like a one-hit kill. Okay, cool, that's great. But what if you don't get that? Can you open them up? Like, can you slice off their armor? Like, what's the stuff around the flashy stuff? That stuff. I'm still don't quite grasp that yet. So I'm kind of like, I guess it's all right. I do like the fact that you can get like Japanese dub from the get-go. That makes sense. I mean, why is everyone in Japan speaking English? Makes no sense. But hey. Yeah, and black and white mode, I think that's really clever. Makes sense, right? I don't know why people didn't think of that. So yeah, I just don't quite get combat side of things. I just want to see a bit more of that and understand how that works and how the RPG stuff plays into it. It's like, do you have skills that you unlock, or is it just like, oh, you picked up this new blade, which is slightly different from that blade because it has 2 more hit points and you can swing faster. Like, how is the RPG mechanics? Is it light? Is it heavy? I don't know that stuff yet, so I can't really be on a side. But so far, I'm just kind of like, it looks okay. Probably will pick it up some point in time, but honestly, not. It's not on my radar. Yeah.
All right, Brett.
It's not on your radar, but does the wind push to it?
Nice.
Good one. Go ahead, Brett.
I mean, I'm still excited about it because it just kind of reminds me of Bushido Blade, and I am a fan of the setting. But yeah, it is a very paint by numbers game, so I assume that I will play it, get bored of it, and then finish. So there's a good chance that I will just not do many of the side missions. I've just learned, like, if I try and extend the game too long, and I'll just get bored like 75% of the way through.
That's still a big chunk, though. So that's something.
It is,
yeah.
But it's that last 20% that I'm always like, I don't really want to do this. I'm sick of this. So I just I'm coming to the realization that, like, just because there's a side quest there doesn't mean I have to do it.
Yo, man, what if it's a bird that's guiding you into the side quest?
I care.
You haven't seen the video.
Oh man.
Okay.
No, I get it. It's Assassin's Creed birds, but
all right, go ahead, Carlos.
Whatever. I mean, I kind of agree with what everyone's saying. It is a paint by the numbers game. It does look a lot like Assassin's Creed. The graphics are a little bit inferior from Red Dead Redemption 2. Because I've been playing a little bit of it recently, and fuck, that game is ridiculous. And I don't know. I'm still optimistic about it. I'm still looking forward to it more than The Last of Us 2. I'm gonna play that game in Japanese dub for sure. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that I'm still kind of wondering. It's like like Brian mentioned, the combat is something that I'm not too sure how it works because it seems like a lot of one hit kills, or there wasn't like is there parrying? Is it just dodging and slicing? I don't know. I feel I don't know if it was correctly or like wholly shown how it's gonna work. The kill animations were pretty sick though. That's
yeah.
something that was like, oh, dude. Also, another thing was I don't know anything about what the hell the story is going to be about.
They said it already. It's about one of the Mongol invasions of Japan, like a big famous one.
Yeah, but
basically, he's a dad and his child gets killed, so it's a sad dad simulator.
Yeah, so it's like it's like, what's the motivation? Mongols are coming to invade, but is that the whole depth of the story? So that's something that we're probably going to find out more later. So
yeah, they did say it's based off an actual historical event.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll see how that is. What else? I like the whole wind part. It kind of makes it seem like you're not just looking at a mini map and going from point A to point B. It's sort of a little a little bit more dynamic in the way it works. There's a smokestack somewhere, and you get to see it, and there's a side quest or something. There's a bird flying, chirping at you, and be like, "What the fuck do you want, bird?" And it's like, "Oh, it's bringing you towards this monk or whatever, this bomb." I don't know what the hell that dude was. So yeah, the biggest hype I was for this game was that E3 trailer. I don't think anything can top that E3 trailer.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I actually think the game even looked better then.
Oh, would you say it's been downgraded, bro?
I haven't put it side by side
because I'm already seeing these dudes on Twitter go, it's been downgraded.
I don't know. I hope not. We'll see. I guess we'll see when the game comes out. But I'm still gonna play it. It's a PlayStation exclusive, a first party game that I play most of those. So we'll see.
Excuse me. All right, Chris.
Yeah, I'll definitely play it, but I felt guilty as I was watching the trailer. I didn't even watch all of it, and I was like, man, when you guys gonna make another Sly Cooper game? And I'm like, can it look like this? Can he jump on a horse? But yeah, I kind of agree with Adam. I wasn't blown away by anything in there, but I did enjoy Sekiro and playing a game kind of like Red Dead in like feudal Japan and having that kind of feel like you're playing an old samurai movie. That was neat. I did like the combat too. I thought that was pretty neat. So it's a little more grounded. It's not like Neo or anything where there's like crazy shit happening. It's a little more grounded. So I like that. I definitely check it out.
By the way, shout out to Reggie in the chat room. I'm in a private chat with him. He lost his fucking mind when he saw this shit. I think he was crying. Like he was like, "Listen."
There's definitely going to be an audience for it. That's it. No one here is shitting on the game. We know it's going to be a solid game. We're just not floored by what we saw. That's it. And I had super high expectations for it, but then again, I don't know. Maybe it's just me in a funk. I don't know, but
I think it's I don't know, and it's weird you bring that up. I think all of us are like, it's just us because my whole timeline is just going crazy.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, everybody's just losing their minds. Manny, what'd you think?
I actually haven't seen the trailer, but
oh no,
I'm sure it's gonna. It would be nice to see a little bit more of it, but I'm sure it's probably gonna give me around the same amount of I have with that game. Like it's. I don't know. Like it looks like something I want to play, but it doesn't. I can't. I don't see it as a definite thing I want to play. Like in other words, I need to play this shit. It's the greatest thing. No, I don't really get that off of that game.
Reggie's saying it's just us.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I did notice that when they saw the black and white, I was like, damn, this chrome, this would be nice.
That shit got me
That
excited.
was
Like,
it. I just thought about Red Dead. I'm like, damn, that'd be going around in there. That'd be
you
awesome.
imagine that shit like a black and white cowboy movie and shit.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Well, but that wouldn't be the red what Red Dead was kind of going for. If anything, if it was in Technicolor looking, that would be more Red Dead.
Oh,
that is
was
true.
Horrible though. Then the black mouth and all that stuff.
Black mouth
inside when they did the color.
I know what Adam's talking about.
Yeah, they show the teeth. It's like that because they had to do all the coloring. It never looks right.
Talking about Technicolor, that was what the Good, the Bad, the Ugly was filmed in. Like old-fashioned 3-color process color. That's what I'm talking about, not colorization.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Adam is talking about recoloration. Yeah. Technical. Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. Technicolor is a type of film, and it has a certain type of look. A lot of old movies and color movies kind of look that way.
Yeah. So yeah. By the way, for a supposed Sony podcast, we're not that excited about the 2 biggest exclusives coming out this year. Pretty interesting.
I would say I was more excited for the Order 1886 than I am for this game.
Damn.
This one. I'm not even me. I always buy the special editions.
Yeah.
Cool as the special edition looks cool. This one, I'm like, I don't need it. I'll just buy the game.
Yeah, just get the special edition of the Tony Hawk, which comes with a skateboard deck. Oh.
Adam, I love it, man. I love how you skipping ahead again.
Damn.
Oh God. All right, man. Let's move on. But we're gonna close off the show with a couple of announcements here. A few of them actually. All right. So everybody was hyped for Ghost of Tsushima at the end of the day, but at the beginning of the day, people were hyped for a completely different game. So there was a new Paper Mario game coming out. It's called The Origami King, and I need you guys to explain this to me because I don't fucking get it.
I don't know.
It's Mario. It's Mario, but with like different twists. Like it's they like the other Paper Marios have like kind of RPG elements. They have more of a story. They're like my favorite one is Super Paper Mario for the Wii, and that one like has different. You can play as different characters that have different skill sets. You can go from 2D to 3D. I think the last one that I played was the Wii U one, which wasn't that good. I mean, it was okay. It was okay. But I'm looking forward to this one because I like Mario games. They're in true they're platformers, but they're like Mario platformers that have a lot of different elements as compared to the regular Mario series. They have their own little twists. They have stats. They have different, types of gameplays. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Anybody else looking forward to this game?
Yeah, I mean, I am because it's got the RPG elements. That's why I liked it before, because Paper Mario, it's Mario with RPG. All the characters are familiar, lovable. The gameplay is not. It's still turn-based. At least it was the last time I played it. But it's kind of like tweaks on it. So how like in Final Fantasy VIII, when you had like the gun blade, you had to press the trigger at the right time to actually get the blast with the slash. It's kind of got that mechanic where you have to press a button to get the maximum effect of the attack. And
original Mario RPG.
Yeah, exactly. It's what happened with Mario RPG after Square didn't have it anymore. They just put a lot of those elements into Paper Mario, and the whole animation and the fold and the paper thing is they usually have a good little play on it. I mean, it's cute because it's Nintendo, but that's one Nintendo game I actually always like. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, anybody else? I just had to throw it in because it was big news, but like I know most of us don't give a fuck about this shit. But I'm glad you were here for it, B. Will. At least besides somebody besides Carlos. All right.
Is there somebody out there that's literally chomping at the bit to play Paper Mario?
There's always
somebody.
No,
dude, did you see the timeline today? It was fucking ridiculous.
I'm saying, is there somebody out there that's solely chomping at the bit to play Paper Mario who didn't own a Switch? Now this is the game.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
I'm sure. There's always somebody that wants something exclusive. Oh, I couldn't believe it. They actually brought ping pong.
Manny. would you at the beginning of the year would you have guessed that fucking Animal Crossing would be one of the best-selling games of this generation? It's like fucking crazy, these Nintendo.
I don't know. It's neither here nor there to me because I'm not looking in that direction.
No, but it was funny because I was actually on Switch yesterday. I was playing. They remade Dragon. I was gonna say Dragon Quest, right? And I had my Switch set to let you know what your friends are playing. I shut that off. That was annoying. But literally, it's just Animal Crossing. I'm like, fuck. If there's other games on this system, you know.
I just remove him as a friend at that point. Like, there is no point. What happened? What happened is we don't see the same shit, and I can't. There's no point.
That's pretty funny because that's what I used to do to Call of Duty guys on PS3. I'm like, oh, that's all you play all year long? You're done, you know? Go ahead, Carlos, were you going to ask me? Tony, what's up?
Did you ever get the Panzer Dragoon remake?
No, I'm still waiting for this shit. Fucking, it's gonna take
has
forever.
It come out yet?
No, I got it from Limited Run Games, and as Manny told me, it take forever, so I'm gonna have to probably buy it digitally. You know, I thought the shit was gonna come in right away. You know,
I heard there was a whole scandal with the Streets of Rage 4 that it's some other people getting it and already have it, the Limited Run, and they were like, oh no, Limited Run's doing it, but there's some other third parties that they're working with that are manufacturing. And they're all releasing it different. I don't know. I saw this whole.
I think I did hear about that. Yeah, but you know. Anyway, Adam, now something for you to get hyped about, bro.
Oh shit!
You already know the remake, remaster, whatever, the one you care about. You know, you're already
remake. This is a remake because they redid all the textures, all those maps.
Yeah, we're talking about Tony Hawk, by the way. Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
That's it. Tony Hawk 1 and 2. I wonder if this is what Tony Hawk was referring to when he said he was working on a new Tony Hawk game.
Maybe.
Really new. You know what I mean?
It isn't, but it also is.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. So who knows? But I'm thrilled. I was thrilled when I saw it, especially with the team that's working on it. These are guys that did the Crash Bandicoot ports over on the Switch, which I was really surprised that the Switch was not one of the platforms mentioned for this launch because I'm like, this is what people want. We want to play skateboarding on the go. I mean, whenever we get to that point that we can go somewhere. So I'm like, damn, this is gonna be awesome. I was impressed. You know, just from the visuals itself. If they don't mess with the gameplay, that's fine because gameplay was solid. That's what makes Tony Hawk so accessible. Pick up and play. You know, press button to ollie and kickflip and the grab that each has a button, and there you go. Have fun.
Are they going to relicense all the
music's there, all the skaters there, Kareem, you know, Chad Muska, the Ghetto Thugster, all of them. I'm hyped. That's his. Yo, that's his, that was his catchphrase. He used to say with a boombox.
Old Tony Hawk and old Chad Muska.
Well, right now, if they update, who knows? That could be a little. Maybe that's something you unlock. It's like, oh, do I get new outfits? Yeah, and you get the version of them now. Some of them you don't want to see now, but if you do, there you go. You know, some are falling hard times. But
what happened, Manny?
Is Spider-Man in as a secret character?
Damn, Manny, you're stealing my questions.
See, there you go. He's just spitting it out. But you know what? It's possible for the Sony version. You know, I wouldn't doubt it, especially with the licensing that they have. So, yeah, you never know. But either way, it looked great.
Yo, hold on. Whoa, Adam, I just thought about something. Okay, so you said for the Sony version, it might have Spider-Man, right? You know, like, I mean, thinking for the Xbox version, it'll have Master Chief and shit, you know, some rollerblading, or skateboarding, excuse me, yeah.
They could have either Master Chief or they could
have the Forza car, you know?
Or somebody from the Gears universe, you know, put them in there. I don't know. They'll figure something out. Maybe have a special level. Don't know if they're going to go that far with it.
This shit's coming to Switch or not? Interesting.
It's coming to PC and Xbox and of course PlayStation. But damn, no Switch. And I was shocked because, you know, we have a bunch of skateboarding games coming. We got Skate XL that's dropping, I think, next month or so. So I was really bummed when I heard that. And when you sent me the message, you're excited. I'm like, yeah, but then I'm not because I want to play it and I have no problem playing on Xbox, PlayStation 4. But for me, that experience on the go is what I was really looking forward to. You know, but I'm also looking forward, hopefully, that the sales are up there. The sales reflect the whole reasoning behind this, and that'll put a fire on fucking EA's ass to do something with Skate. To do something with Skate 2 or 3. We already know Skate 4 not in the works, but hey, remaster, remake, just port it. Even if you can't do anything, just port this shit. I love that franchise. I love, especially 3 was awesome. And if they can just bring that to what we have now, I mean, the only way you can play Skate 3, I don't know if it's on PS now, but I know it's backward compatible on Xbox. So whenever I want to play it, I just go through the backward compatibility and play it through there. But man, just the Switch, and that's the ironic thing with everything we've just been talking about of the new GeForce, and I mean the new oh shit, I'm blurring on it. The new engine that these dudes are working on, the Unreal Engine, and all the craziness is like, yeah, but the Switch is still killing it, and it's gonna keep killing it regardless of all the shit that we're hearing from all these next gens because of what it offers. And I think it really comes down to that portability factor of taking these games that are somewhat current gen, but just taking that experience on the go. So it doesn't matter with all this other shit. Yeah, they all look beautiful and pretty and super fast, whatever. So that's what I was really looking forward to. But either way, I was excited. I'm glad it's coming back, and I do hope it sells well. So then that way we hopefully get another version of that. But the thing I'm confused about, and I got to do some more digging on this, because I remember Tony Hawk recently because there's that documentary that he's working on. What's it called? If I Could Be Superman or something Superman. If anybody looks it up, you'll see it. It's out there. It's coming out soon. And he had talked about the relationship that he had with Activision. And he pretty much made it seem like it was done, like after the last one. So I don't, that's why I'm also confused by this whole thing, because they obviously brought him back because he was in the commercial and the opening ad for it. So he's partnering with them again. But it was fine. I'm excited. The whole thing, it's just, if only it was on Switch. But besides that, I'm excited. Everything that they showed looked beautiful. So, yeah, let's bring it back, Tony Hawk. We need skateboarding games. There's no reason why any gen should not have a skateboarding game.
All right, anybody else? Tony Hawk, excited?
Well, I had two questions, which were, is the old soundtrack still there? And can you play as Spider-Man? So, yes and yes, so why not?
We don't know about Spider-Man yet,
Halfway there. Yeah, I love Pro Skater 2. Like I played the crap out of that on PS1. I played it so damn much. I still remember every single level, and I think for the first 3 levels, I still remember what all the tapes are, what all the school bells are, where the skate letters drop, and all sorts. So yeah, like I cannot wait until I get inside the swimming pool. Yeah, the swimming pool inside of the school level and the hangar. Where you need that grind on the airport, on the
plane, yeah, and then you have the propeller to then open up the gates to go outside to get the special tape.
I cannot wait to do that again. It was so good. And the New York level, yep, I can't wait.
It looked amazing when they showed those levels. When they showed it, I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. Look at this.
Anybody else? I guess you guys are only Tony Hawk guys. I'm going to say this because I never played the Tony Hawk games, but I did play the shit out of that demo on Dreamcast. Right? It was called The Warehouse, and they're going to make that same demo available again. So I will play that again. But other than that, not really interested. Just being real.
It was more light in that one too.
Go ahead, Brett.
Oh, it was kind of a defining game of the system. Like, I'm surprised you never got into it.
No, because I'm not a skateboarding guy. I don't care about that stuff, But I did like the demo. I played the shit out of that demo,
For me, everybody else had it, so I just played everybody else's version.
Yeah.
Or I watched them play. I watched Adam play.
Makes you wonder. Well, no, they won't have me. Never mind.
We'll recreate the old times. We'll just share play the.
Yeah, we'll do a share play.
Bringing it back,
and we can play horse. Wait, dude, you know what? Recently, because you just brought up share play, is same thing. We're all quarantined, all that craziness. So my brother, and he's back, and he's also not going anywhere. So we've been playing. He finished Odyssey, but I haven't, and I got back into it. And we take turns do share play. So I'll do a mission, then I give him control, and then he'll do a mission. And we just go through that whole back and forth thing. So it's like passing the controller.
Kind of like what I was doing with Metal Gear 5 for you a little bit.
Oh, no, you just played for me because I couldn't do it. I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, oh, you want an S rating in it? Do it. Make it sell #1. Just go and get that S. I don't know. You found all these sneaky ways. There was what was it? That one where you didn't have to fight it. You found some weird glitch where you didn't have to even fight the bosses. The guys on the roller skates. Remember there's something you hit under the bridge? You did something. He was like, yeah, you don't even have to fight these guys. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. B-Will, you're not interested in Tony Hawk?
Nah, I never got into the Tony Hawk games when they were on, was it PS2, right?
PS1, I believe.
PS1.
Yeah.
See, yeah. Obviously, I don't know because I didn't play them. So yeah, I'm with you, Tony. I'm in on these.
Yeah. Like I said, I just played the demo on Dreamcast. That was dope, but that's all I really cared about. I was like, that's good enough for me, you know.
That one was pretty impressive looking because they fixed
that was
higher resolution.
It's
but the thing is, I must have played Tony Hawk 2 a little bit because I remember playing as Spider-Man in one of these games, you know. So I must have played it somehow, some way, you know.
You definitely must have played.
All right, yeah, I must have played it, you know. Anyway, next up we have Mafia Trilogy remastered. Adam's already throwing his arms in the air, man.
At least for the first two. The third one was whack. We already talked about it. They're not giving props to the Dominican guy. But you know what?
We don't need to get into that shit anyway.
Yeah. But the first two, fucking awesome. Oh, I spent so much time on those games, especially the second one. I love that one. The time period. Did you play it?
I played a demo. I played a demo of Mafia 2. I thought the shit was whack. I thought the shit was whack.
That game, I'll tell you why it was so amazing with that game. Because at one whole part, the first whole half of the game, you're playing through one time period. Then your boy goes to jail and comes out, and it's a whole new. Everything has changed. It's a new decade. The buildings have changed. The clothing of the NPC changed. Everything changed. I was like, that's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen some shit like that. You know, the entire open world. It was awesome. So I'm looking forward. It looked beautiful from what I've seen. The gameplay was fine then. If they don't mess with that, in fact,
they could fix that, to be honest, man. Because
there were some issues with the gunplay.
Just quickly, my issues were the gunplay and the driving. I thought they were bad. And I'm coming off of GTA 4 and shit. I'm like, and GTA 4 didn't have great driving either, but I thought it was better in that game than Mafia 2. You know.
Yeah, it had a good tracking system, like just where you had to navigate and stuff like that. And their recreation of New York during that time period was also beautiful. You know how I feel about those.
Yeah, you love New York settings.
I love New York settings, you know, and it had the docks, Brooklyn docks, and all that stuff. It was great. So I'm looking forward to it. When I saw this and I was seeing the comparison shot, this is going to be beautiful. And that is coming to Switch. So I'm like, damn, this is going to be. I'm going to have to double dip for that one. If I'm doing a review, I'm still going to go out there and go support them. Because that's beautiful. Now three was a hot mess. That had all kinds of forget about the issue we had with the story. Just all the lighting effects and then just the NPC. I remember when the first playthrough. Well, I didn't even get that far because it just sometimes I would walk up to my car to open up the door and he couldn't find the door handle. Like he's like pressing him just, and then I'll go to other doors and I could do it. And I had to reboot the game. It was like something would get stuck, and it happened numerous times where it's like, oh, all of a sudden I'm stuck in the car. Couldn't even get out. The button wouldn't respond to get out of the car. Weird glitches like that. They had a lot of. So hopefully they cleaned all of that up, and this version that we're seeing is the version that should have. Because that is right. It's going to be 1, 2, and 3.
It's trilogy. They said trilogy.
Yeah, it's a trilogy. Yeah, so that's going to be a pretty big game. I'm going to be curious to see how it looks on the Switch. But either way, for the Xbox PlayStation 4, that's going to be awesome. I'm excited. I think that's a first buy for everybody who's a fan of those type of games.
All right. Anybody else hyped for this?
Not really.
No, not me.
Never Mafia fan.
Yeah, Brian.
I'm not hyped for it, but it does look really damn good. Like I seen the screenshots, I'm like, okay, this is Mafia. Like,
they were pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
The story is awesome. First two stories.
See, I only ever played the third one, which according to Adam is the worst one. So
yeah.
I may pick them up just because. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
Does this one actually have real grass that sticks up? Remember that was the issues with the PlayStation to Xbox version. The Xbox version had apparently had grass that stuck up out of the ground.
I don't know.
I hear Cortana back there. What the fuck?
She heard grass.
You triggered something.
Oh man.
Oh man, you're throwing him back. Like that was wow. I totally forgot about that. The whole grass gate before Gates thing was a thing.
Grass gate.
No, it was. It's like everyone's like, oh, the PS3 version has no grass. It's like, yeah, it doesn't have any grass. I remember those days.
And now that it's
Wait, that was for Mafia? I knew about Grassgate. I didn't know it was for Mafia. That's hilarious. Mafia 2, right? Or was that Grassgate?
Mafia 2.
I didn't know it was I remember Grassgate, but I don't remember the game that was associated with
Mafia 2, Mafia 1 and 2 I had on Xbox 360.
Yeah, but on PS3 apparently there was no grass. It was just like a green texture on the ground. You know, oh my god, that's funny, man. For me, I don't care. I don't give a shit. You know, I'm good. Don't care. B-Will, what about you, bro?
Never got into them. Never spent any time with Mafia games, but like that visual, the screenshots I saw was fucking impressive. So I actually might check those out, like whenever they drop.
Yeah. Do we have a release date for these things? Let me check.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Let me check. I have the show notes here. Oh no, that's just a fucking trailer. No, when is the? Maybe I'll say it here. Tuesday. Hold on. Oh no. Wait,
Tuesday?
No. There's going to be more details on Tuesday 19th. So that's when the fuck Tuesday? That's next week. I'm like, what is Tuesday? You know? Yeah. Okay. So we'll hear more. So maybe that's when we'll get the release date. You know? Cool. Yeah. This was a tease. Yeah. It said. Okay. Check it out, Adam. It says announcement coming May 19th or 19th May. They did it in a fucking stupid European way. Yeah.
But the thing is, they still showed gameplay. They showed
they did. Yeah.
So that it wasn't like, oh, here's a splash screen and remaster was coming. No, this was that really blew me away because I really missed. In fact, I think I recently started up, or I was going to start up. I don't know. I did the install on Steam because I own the Mafia collection on there, and I was like, maybe they fixed it or maybe they spoofed it up, you know. So let me download that. This will be great to go back. I replayed Mafia 2 twice. It was a pretty long story, and I replayed it. It's just that was the same thing where it had a different mechanic when you went to rob a store. Sort of like later on, GTA 5 sort of had it where you can scream at the person to make them move faster.
Yeah.
And it was the same type of thing. You can go in there, you can put a mask on, and you point the gun. And if you don't get closer and try to intimidate, they may reach up because you're like, oh, it's okay. Hold on, let me go in and open up the door. You son of a bitch! And I'll take a gun out. You know, so you can go in there and it's like, hey, let me take it. You can go over and just like whack them a few times just to scare them, you know, not to really kill them, to get them to open up and not hit a buzzer and take their money. It was a lot of those type of elements, and you could hear the APB out, and you're all these cool old-fashioned cars from the 20s and 30s. You can get a nice hot rod. Yeah, it was fun. You run out of gas in the game, so you have to go and fill up gas. That was the other thing that I remember, that I had to make sure I was looking at my gas meter because shit, I run low. So,
gas guzzlers, man.
Yeah.
Old school cars and shit.
You don't have that issue in Grand Theft Auto.
No, yeah.
You never have to worry about
fuel. Yeah, you never. It's infinite fuel, yeah.
So that was a wake up call for me. I was like, oh shit, I gotta be careful. But that makes sense.
That's crazy.
Music, love all that old time music.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna move this story up the queue since it's kind of related. Open world game that's about crime, and I specifically threw this story in here for Brian. Epic Game Store goes offline, crash basically, thanks to the free GTA 5 they were offering. We thought everybody on Earth had this game. Apparently not.
This was a premium, though. This was a special edition. This wasn't the regular base model.
What is Tim Sweeny fucking playable in it or something? Like,
it's got all the bells and whistles and a bunch of few features, special stuff that were behind certain paywalls, and it's all there. So This is like the ultimate edition, and it's not one of these trial windows. No, this is, you get it now. So I just went in. If anybody wants to go, you can get it. So I just logged in now. It's up and it works.
Yeah. Manjoma, what do you think about this, man?
Who doesn't have this game? Or I don't.
They have it. It's just wanting.
Yo, this is the question we've been asking the same question every month for 7 years. Excuse me. You know, it's hilarious.
Like, I'm starting to think that every other week, I like fall into an alternate universe where no one has bought GTA 5 yet, so everyone just buys it again. Like I have 3 copies. I'll get you 2 copies, man. Like, what the hell?
No, but that's the thing. It's free, and I think it's just to have it on that platform, on that other launcher. But
I'm gonna get it too, man. It's free, you know. Why not?
It's why not? Exactly. Why not? You may never fucking play it, but you have it, you know. And I think it requires the launcher, the Rockstar launcher. I think
interesting.
I saw some kind of weird. It's like a stipulation at the bottom. It's like just to know you need something. I don't know. I just clicked the get real quick.
Yeah,
but
I would think that you would need the Rockstar launcher to launch it. Kind of like how if you get Odyssey on Steam, you have to like
yes, you need the Uplay.
Oh, you need Uplay. Oh shit. Okay, interesting.
So yeah, it's very odd, but yeah, it's cool. I guess it's really nice how they did that. I mean, like I was not expecting them to put like GTA 5 on it because it's GTA 5. Because usually they have like either some small indie games or there's a time when they had like the Batman Arkham games, like the all.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. But then out of nowhere, like people saying, "Oh, the next game is GTA 5." I'm like, okay, maybe people just being like news out there. But yeah, it's cool. Like props to them.
Because they're doing that whole mystery game. You know, it's like epic mystery game. And that's what this was. This is that mystery game. Nobody knew until, today. Thursdays is when it happens. So now there's another one. Because after I clicked on it, they showed me another one. It was like, get ready next week, mystery game. So now I'm sure a lot of people are going to think, shit, it's got to be another big title. You got to have something crazy to follow this up.
Pretty crazy shit, man. All right, let us move on. I threw this in here at the last moment because it's actually pretty interesting. So Ubisoft announced today that 11 games that it put out this generation sold 10 million each. Individually, each of these games sold 10 million units, which is pretty nuts. So I'm going to go over the games. And again, each of these games I'm going to name right now have sold 10 million units on their own. So that's like 11 million. I don't know math, but you know what I'm saying.
All right,
okay.
I know 3 of them, but I don't know the other 7.
Okay, so I'm just going to go. I'm going to go down the line. What happened, Adam?
It's 10 million.
Each game on its own has sold 10 million on its own. Understand?
But on all, because they're multi-platform games, so that's adding all of them. It's not like, oh, this is 10 million just for PlayStation.
No. Yeah, it's multi-platform, so it's on everything. PC, Xbox. Yeah. All right, so the first one that has sold 10 million, Assassin's Creed Unity. Yeah, believe it or not. So
it was on sale for like $5 in most places. So
I'll just name it. So Assassin's Creed Unity, Origins, and Odyssey have each sold 10 million each. Far Cry 4 and 5, Ghost Recon Wildlands, Rainbow Six Siege, both Division games, and both Watch Dogs games. The first Watch Dogs, remind you, the one that got fucking ridiculed, 10 million. Ain't that about a bitch?
A lot of people pre-ordered that shit.
No, but here's the thing, just quickly. This, and Brian, before you go on, I know you're going to say, here's what fucked me up. The game, when it launched, within the first month or so, it already sold 5 million. 5 million more people bought the game.
It dropped. It was on
5 million more people bought the game.
I just remember it being at a steep discount real quick because it had a lot of issues.
It's interesting, man. Go ahead, Joe. What were you going to say, bro?
I knew about Watch Dogs and the First Division because I remembered at some point people said that those were the best-selling new they had a chart of the best-selling new IPs for that gen, and like 3 out of 5 of them were just Ubisoft games. So I knew about Watch Dogs 1 and the Division 1. I kind of guessed that they've been AC in there. I just didn't know which one, but Siege, I'm surprised at. But hey, and Far Cry as well. I thought they didn't do that well, but I guess I was wrong.
I'm not surprised with Siege. Siege was fucking huge. Yeah,
they got Second Life, and with all the DLCs, expansions, and stuff, it was just bringing in the money. So, and it was always on sale for like $20.
Yeah,
like, hey, just pick it up. So that counts. They're not saying how much. Wait, you said 10 million units sold, right?
Yeah, each game sold 10 million.
So and I remember the first Watch Dogs. Even Watch Dogs 2, that was over in some locations really cheap, for like $20, $10, and some, especially the first Watch Dogs. So yeah, I'm not surprised because even Unity, that was a hot mess from launch.
Yeah.
So it's got to be people that just picked it up later on and said, it's cheap, why not?
Yo, but this goes to show, this is what we keep talking about. Ubisoft games fucking sell, man. They really do. Even if the game doesn't launch well, it always eventually makes a lot of money. It's crazy. All right, and the last thing we're going to do before we wrap it up here is we're going to go over some of the upcoming events that are happening this summer. So June 6th, we're going to have the Guerrilla Collective. It's a multi-day showcase focused on indie and mid-sized studios, hosted by Greg Miller. So there's that. That's going to be June 6th at 1 p.m. That same day, we're at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna have the PC gaming show. That's Brian's favorite show right there. Who's hosting this shit? Hosted by former StarCraft pro Sean Plott. I don't know who the fuck that is. All right, so there's that. We got the Steam Game Festival on June 9th through the 14th. So that's going to be, it's part of the Summer Games Fest. So you're going to see a bunch of Steam games there. CD Projekt Red Night City Wire, which we talked about before. That's going to be on June 11th. No time for that. That's going to be talking about Cyberpunk. Maybe The Witcher. Who knows? Probably not. It's probably going to be just fucking Cyberpunk. We got EA Play on June 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's kind of late. EA games, there you go. Ubisoft Forward. That's at 12. That's July 12th. Damn. So we got from June to July. Okay. 3 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to see a bunch of Ubisoft games, including Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion. Oh, shit. Watch Dogs Legion. Actually, hold on. The article says hopefully we'll get. I think that game's something's going on with that fucking game. I haven't said shit about it.
Yeah.
And then lastly, in July, Xbox 2020, which we're going to hear more about Xbox. So we'll keep you updated on if anything changes. But there you go. A summer of games, man.
With a Z.
Yeah, exactly. You already know, man. All right, let's wrap this up. An extra long episode for you guys at home staying, who are in quarantine and shit. Hope this entertained you, man. Mr. Brian Wilson, I want to thank you for being on the show and sharing your thoughts, brother.
Always fun, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. All right, please plug your stuff where people find you, your Twitter and Coalition and all that other good stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm on the coalition.com. It's Coalition with a K. Dropping reactions really to this podcast, which is just always gets the juices flowing, like I said. Also on Twitter at Will_Wright. Whatever I write, whatever I post, whether it's Coalition or elsewhere, it'll be there. So y'all check it out.
That's what's up, man. You already know. All right, so thank you for watching and listening. Subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at Throwdown Show. Links are located in the description below. Once again, our show is Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
Happy birthday to me.
Hey!
Yeah, it's officially, right? What time is it? Yep, it is.
Yeah,
it is,
birthday,
yeah.
Man.
You only 52 once. Yeah.
The big 4-0. So yeah, I'll see you later, guys.
All right, Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Yo, man, is it June 4th official, man?
Yeah, we don't know, man. We'll have to see, man.
All right, deuces.
God, I should let Brett go before you next time. Brett Murdoch.
I'm still saying deuces. Deuces, everybody.
My man. Adam Vale.
Man, we're getting another Tony Hawk. We're gonna fix it. Ooh, play some Tony Hawk.
No skate.
Come on, man. Let me just be happy for a little bit.
Oh man, Brian Manjoma.
Okay, the real reason that people are annoyed at Last of Us 2 is that they find out that the mushroom zombies are actually aliens, and the weakness is water.
Oh, God.
That explains.
That was a stupid twist.
That was a dumb fuck M. Night Shyamalan, man. Fucking idiot. That's the second time he made water a weakness, man.
2/3 of the Earth is water. Like, come on, man.
Not the second time.
Oh, is it a third time? Oh, God.
Last Airbender, man. That shit was water was all about.
Oh,
man.
Yo, how you gonna come to Earth to eat humans, and humans are 70% water, bruh?
Exactly. They never saw that Star Trek Next Generation episode. Remember? He's like, "Oh, look at you."
M. Night is M. Night is a hack. Anyway, and of course, Mr. Brian Wilson.
Again, love the pod, love the chemistry between you guys. Y'all enjoy the show. I know I did. And good night.
All right, people. We'll see you on Sunday later.
Later, just wait till the post show when me and Brian go at it.
Oh shit! Oh man! All right, man. We'll see you Sunday. Financials are coming, people. So get ready. Anyway, peace out.
Don't pay that $50 Switch tax. Burnout Paradise on Switch. That's bullshit.